Hi Aries, welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be doing a reading all about your person's current feelings for you. So I hope you're doing well. I want to thank you all for being here. Don't forget to watch your moon, your sun, moon, rising, Venus. That really does matter. So let's see, Spirit, can I get, how does Aries, this person currently feel about Aries? Yeah, I think I'm going to start. We'll see. Let's see what Spirit wants to say first. We'll see. Okay. So we have our first card, the Hermit. Interesting. I do feel this person's definitely watching you, but this is a lot of soul searching about, I feel like the mysteries of your connection, right? This is someone who's having a really difficult time figuring stuff out. The Three of Pentacles is the only Pentacle card that's not yellow because it's not yet enlightened. And I do feel, actually in the traditional one, this has a little bit of yellow in it, right? But in the traditional one, it's not yellow because it's not enlightened yet. This person hasn't quite figured out everything. They haven't quite figured out that truth, and that's why they're constantly thinking about you. I do feel there is a bit of a obsession component here. When it comes to like thoughts of you, this person's, you know, I feel like you're always on their mind. They think about you constantly, and it's because of this, you know, information that they're gaining. And it feels like they truly feel in their heart that they don't have enough information. Like they haven't figured out all of it. It's like they, you know, when you kind of like are, I guess the only way to describe this feeling is like, you know, like a scientist. They're constantly trying to ponder, like, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? You know, like, or what am I missing here, right? It's like, this is that kind of, that energy of just constantly thinking, trying to figure this out. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, interesting. They are definitely giving themselves times to figure this out. With that Two of Swords in its reverse here, this person's, you know, what's going on with this person essentially is that they're trying to find these answers and they are doing it. It's interesting. They've hit some kind of milestone. I do feel the milestone is this person realizing how deep their feelings are for you. You know, anytime you see water in the tarot, it is symbolic for subconscious, right? Or, you know, even like, but it kind of reminds me of like shallow water, subconscious kind of thing, right? And this is someone where I feel like they knew they had feelings for you, but they just didn't get how deep it was. There wasn't that understanding. This is someone who's now starting to truly get just how deep their feelings are for you, and that's something that's pretty profound. We have Death coming through as well, and the Four of Pentacles. All right, so things between you and this person didn't transform because this person wouldn't let you in. I do feel there is a bit of like not wanting to budge here, but definitely self-preservation. And it feels like it wasn't just one action that you can link to self-preservation. In fact, I feel like it was self-preservation happening every moment that you were with this person, because this person was always on guard, very defensive, right? Walled up. You know, I do feel like this is someone you would have had a really hard time reading. In fact, I feel like this person's actions for you or how they were presenting may have made you question whether or not they were interested in you as much as you were interested in them. I feel like for a lot of yous that was mirrored, because this person was having a hard time discerning whether you wanted them and you had feelings for them, right? Or if your feelings for them were true. I do feel this person was always on guard, always defensive, and they never let you in. I do feel here with that Hermit though, they're starting to figure out how deep they feel for you. It's funny because the entire time I feel this person was questioning whether you had feelings for them, which I think that was mirrored. But now they're taking the time, well, how do I feel about them? No, it's not about how they feel about me. It doesn't determine how I feel, right? This is someone who's looking deep and figuring out how they feel about you. Their feelings for you run deep, really deep, actually. The Seven of Swords, but they hit it. I do feel this person sees you as the one that got away, or that's what they're trying to figure out. And I do feel that's probably the case, but I don't think that that's going to be too far off target here. With that Justice at the, you know, that's almost finishing the spread here, they're gaining lots of truths here. And I also feel with that Justice, they weren't impartial, and they should have been more impartial towards you. They weren't, they projected a lot onto you that wasn't anything to do with you. And I feel like this was past hurts, past pain. And you know, I know that, you know, when you're waking up and you're gaining more conscious, or you could have just been more conscious than them when they, you know, you don't get why people are doing that, because in the past, you know, you figured it out and you overcame it. But this is someone where they weren't making the connection. Well, that person in my past hurt me, but it doesn't mean that I should judge the next people that come into my life based on that pain, but they figured that out later. I do feel like some of you may look at this person and you lack empathy, right? Empathy because of their actions unintentionally, inadvertently hurt you, when in fact this person wasn't, they were struggling. And I do feel this is someone who sees it. They shouldn't have been projecting onto you when they did. Yeah, they see you clearly. It's interesting. It just feels like you are that. You are something that they admire, they look up to you, and I feel like now that there's distance between you and them, they could really reflect on their feelings for you, and that's exactly what they're doing. I think that's very interesting. A very interesting energy to come through. It's hard to channel this a little bit, but I'm doing my best. So, Spirit, can you tell me? So, how does this person then feel? So I kind of wanted like background information really quickly, but now we'll move to the feelings. Okay, so how does this person currently feel about Aries? Okay, we have the Knight of Swords. The Queen of Swords. I do feel this person is definitely rehashing words that you two have spoken to each other over and over and over again. I think that this is something that's caused a lot of illumination for this person, has gained a lot of enlightenment. They're very sweet on you, but I think it's all about the past right now. This person is rehashing the past, and it's not just situation that hurt them. I feel like this is specifically to do with the words that you spoke to each other and your interactions that you had with each other. This could even be like rereading text messages. I feel like this is more like in their memories though, with that Six of Cups on the board. It's what I felt. It felt like it was definitely in their memories. We have the Seven of Wands here coming through. This is someone who's very defensive towards you, but now they think that you're going to be very defensive towards them. I do feel some of you, because of something that you said, that is legit, right? We have the Four of Wands. Interesting. So this person's entire deep dive into the self has a purpose. This person wants to fix things between you and them. They're not soul searching because they're sure as fuck, right? They don't they don't have feelings for you. Like, no, this person's soul searching because they're trying to figure out I feel how deep their feelings are for you, right? For one, but also they're trying to figure out how they can come back in and fix it. Yep, there it is. I can feel that. It was interesting. It just came through like boom. We have at the bottom the Emperor and the Wheel of Fortune. They want to take action towards you, but they feel like you're in control. And it's interesting. I think that they're projecting on you again. So, this person doesn't have as much empathy, compassion, understanding as you have. So when they're trying to base what they anticipate happening between you and them, it's like they're basically anticipating things happening between you and them based on if you were them, when in fact you were someone else entirely. Does this make sense? I hope it makes sense, right? All of us tend to reflect what we have within our hearts onto the world, right? So those of us that look at this world and see the beauty in it, right? We have a lot of beauty in our own heart. That's the point, right? And I feel like this is someone who has a lot of distortions, and they think if I were in their shoes, I would say, fuck off to me. So that's kind of what they're assuming. Right? They're assuming that you are going to do that to them. They're going to say, fuck off, leave me the fuck alone. I don't want anything to do with you if they were to reach out to you, right? And that's what makes this person wary about taking actions towards you, because if they were in your shoes, they would do that. They are not quite getting that you are not them. And they're I think that they're still learning that projection lesson. Right? It's about not projecting what we have onto other people and making assumptions. They're making asses out of everyone, right? And it's what keeps happening. I do, after a certain point, we always learn that. We always learn our lessons. You repeat them sometimes 4 or 5 times, but you learn it. Everyone learns it in this life or the next, because that's what has to happen. But I still feel that's happening at at this person's core. But they definitely feel like you are the one in the driver's seat. You have control now. They kind of don't like that because they anticipate you being like them. But I think that you're more fair, but to a point. I think that that's something and it came through here, where a lot of you are struggling with compassion and understanding and forgiveness. It's always for you, by the way, but we always struggle with that, and it's not beyond you. You can totally do this. And the message here is to start striving for more of that. I'm gonna pull your guidance later, but I already got some of that, because I can tell. It's just because you wouldn't have done this doesn't mean that this person's actions towards you you know, weren't something they were struggling with. You know, it's like all of us are always struggling with stuff, right? And just because you are ahead of the curve doesn't you know, mean you can judge this person for being behind. And that's kind of what I felt for a moment. It's not gonna be for everyone, but I did feel that could have been past energy for some of you anyway, right? But all of you need to learn to strive to forgive, right? Forgiveness is not for them, by the way, it's for you. I do feel this person wants to purge the old crap and start again with you. They want to manifest with you. They want to talk to you. This person wants to have all the truth before they reach out to you as well. Where are they in truth? Okay, they're still enlightening themselves. I told you I felt enlightenment. I told you I felt that. But they are still looking at things. They want to make sure they have all the answers. But at a certain point, you know, you see a lot of times people struggle with this, do they not? Right? You know, they never think they have enough. In reality, you kind of have to take action eventually. You have to get off that tree, right? And start taking action in your life. And this is someone who I feel is struggling to do that right now. But I think that they still have some answers that they can still figure out, but I think that they have most of them. I think this person has enough enlightenment, has enough understanding, has enough perspective to get that they want to take action towards you. And that in and of itself, so do with the fire right here, right? You know, this is someone where they feel inspired to take action towards you, and they're not. And we should always follow our inspired action. Interesting. It's so crazy. These readings have all been like really interesting lately. So Spirit, can you tell me, how does Aries' person currently feel about Aries? How does Aries' person currently feel about Aries? How does Aries' person currently feel? Okay, we have balancing act. Interesting. They want to bring justice. They are very committed, and I think this person is committed to reaching out to you and probably saying sorry to some degree, or apologizing. Like, they want to bring balance back. I do feel this person wants to tell you the truth. That's actually what comes to my mind the most, because I see someone here who's figuring out the truth. So now they're able to say it, right? They didn't have the truth in the past and they couldn't say it, right? And this is someone who's now starting to figure out that truth. They are hoping that this truth that they give kind of freshens things up and brings some juice to the situation, some water to the situation, life, right, to the situation. Wide open? They are wide open to the situation, but they feel that you are probably not, because of what happened between you and them. I think that's a projection. I truly think that is a projection from, but some of you, I think that you still need to heal something from this, right? You know, you can go ahead and partially forgive this person or consciously forgive this person, but your subconscious may have some, I don't know, what is it, like some hidden stuff there, right? It has treasures hidden in the shadows. So I feel like you need to make sure that you are listening, right, to your mind, and making sure that you're understanding that those thoughts that come through that make you want to, like, I don't know, just those thoughts that come through that are not in with love and compassion, making sure you're paying attention to that, because that's coming from within yourself somewhere. But I do feel this person wants your situation to come back to life. I do feel that for sure. And then we have intentions. Interesting. That they are very clear. Look at that sacred pool. You remember I said that? I was like, it's like, this is someone where they always knew their feelings were there, but they never took a deep dive into that pool, right? And they never, you know, honestly, like, bothered to dip themselves into that, and now it's like they have all this time to do it, because I feel like in the past this person was projecting onto you, was very defensive, very guarded, so they didn't really have a chance to look within. And now that you two are separated, it does feel like there is separation between you and this person. Now that there is separation here, this person had the chance to go deep within the self and figure out that they have feelings, and it turns out that they were quite significant. I do feel with that spirit of place here, they have woke up, but they also woke up to the fact that they have some darkness. And I do feel this person is needing to take care of that darkness, right? But they definitely want movement here. This person definitely wants your situation to come back together. They want to bring life back to it. And why? Because their feelings for you aren't just there, they're deep. And that is why. I hope that all makes sense. So your person's energy is hard. They're in the in-between phase. So it's like a mix of the old, a mix of the new. And with that mix comes crazy energy. Anyway, let's see. So let's get some channel messages. So what does this person want to say to Aries? What does this person want to say to Aries? This is the end. I do feel when things end up between you and this person, they really thought it was done. But then they started to reflect, and they're now starting to come to some real hard truths. All right. I hope you're waiting for me. And it's like it's taking this person, especially with those threes right there, right? It's taking this person a really long time to figure out their feelings for you. They are hoping that you're waiting for them. They don't anticipate that though. They just don't. I do feel with that game over here. It's this person is trying to put an end to the mind games, maybe? I don't actually feel mind games, though. Maybe for some of you, but I don't really feel like that's what we have here. With that game over, it's like this is someone who's choosing to put an end to running, right? And they're starting to look within the self. I do feel once they figured out their feelings for you, it was game over. It really was. It's like looking in a mirror. I told you I felt mirroring energy. I forgot what I said it for, but I did feel mirroring energy. But this person and you both triggered each other a lot, right? You know, our connections, you know, our catalyst connections, you know, they always trigger. They will never stop triggering. It's very beautiful, by the way. It's very lovely. I do feel this connection was very triggering for both of you. So let's see, let's get one more. I can't make a move towards you right now. Not until they have all the answers, until they have all the pieces. This person also feels like they may not have enough to create a life with you, and they do want to have more. That's interesting. Interesting energy here. So let's get some guidance. Okay, he's saying this stuff. So Spirit, can I get guidance, please, for Aries? What is guidance for Aries? Guidance for Aries. We have Fools Embrace Transmuting Pain. This is what I was picking up earlier. Some of you may have consciously forgiven them, or maybe you consciously want them, but you still hold a lot of pain towards this person. We are so much bigger than our consciousness, and we can have multiple opinions about one thing. So the message here is to look at these subconscious parts of yourself, right? And are these thoughts that float through your mind when you think about this person, are they of love and compassion and understanding, or are they of bitterness? Are they a mix, right? You know, it's only that's coming through because you have that within you. You can heal every single one of these things, by the way, right? You don't have to make peace with your shadow. In fact, you can truly heal all of it. Message here is, so what are you willing to do about it, right? We have, yeah, so funny. Forgiveness. What are you willing to do? That's the message, right? What are you willing to do? I feel like you want to forgive this person, and you want to forgive them completely. That's the key. And you are limitless, and that is that reminder. I do feel with transmuting and forgiving, you have limitless possibilities with this person, also with your life in general. Ooh. Yep, it's all about detoxing. It is mind, body, and spirit. This is tricky, isn't it? This is like the angel number 333 you see a lot, right? It's all about detoxing the mind, the body, the spirit. It's about repairing it. The message here is you need to heal. We also have beloved radical acceptance. This is about you accepting this person for who they are rather than who you want them to be. One of the hardest things any of us will struggle with is learning to embody unconditional love. Very difficult, not impossible. It's actually not that hard, but you do have to be more honest about when you're not embodying it. To love unconditionally is to love someone and it never cause you pain, right? If you have pain, right, loving someone or something, you have conditions you have yet to discover. All right, and then we have Wailing Tree Reconciliation. This is about you reconciling your past. You need to go to look into your past, into your subconscious, and look at what parts of you need to be healed. Because there are things in your past that you have not done, which are holding you back from all the limitless possibilities that you can have in your life right now. And then have a new beginning. Beautiful. That's beautiful energy. I want to thank you, Aries. Don't forget to watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. And take care. Bye, Aries. Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be doing a reading all about your person's current feelings for you. I want to thank you all for being here. Don't forget to watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. That really matters. So let's see what's happening in Taurus's connection with their person. What's happening in Taurus's connection with their person? Let's see. Okay. We have the Devil reversed. Interesting. I do feel both of yous, but definitely one of yous, but I honestly kind of feel like it's probably both of yous, are definitely very detached, focusing on your work, focusing on your day-to-day tasks, and you're kind of not wanting to feel the painful experience that is this connection. I do feel something happened here. Maybe an ending, maybe, some kind of tower moment, but it definitely feels like something between you and this person. It's like there's a reason to avoid it. Does that make sense? There's a reason to avoid it. It's like you have both you and this person seem to be wanting to avoid feeling this connection. I do feel there's a fear element here as well, that it might be over on both of your ends too. I don't think it's just one person here as well. I also feel that you both understand that you need to make a choice, but you kind of don't want to make it just yet. It kind of feels like, you see with that Two of Wands here, you may feel like you don't have all the answers, right? You don't have all the information to make this choice, but you don't need the logical answers. You just need to follow your heart, right? Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, juicy. It's getting, I mean, this is getting real juicy here. That's all I say. We have the Queen of Cups reversed. All right. Okay, so both of you are, your connection separation I'm seeing without a doubt. I'm also seeing with that High Priestess in its reverse, silence between you and this person. There is silence. I think the silence is in fact killing both of you, if I'm being honest with you. I'll be real with you. I feel that. There is a strong desire, like if I were just talking to them, vice versa, I would just know what to do. But you're being asked to go deep within the self, right? All of us have to learn to cultivate that. Right? You know, that inner guidance, you know, our intuition, for instance, or our heart. The heart's the most important thing. Every decision you make from now on should be made from the heart. Every single one. There's no example where using your mindful, your mind to make decisions about what to do next is good for you. It's never good. Always using the heart. The heart is it's the most powerful, potent gift any of us have. It's one of the most insanely amazing compasses that we have within the self. It's so damn accurate. It's in fact 100%. It's impossible for your heart to be wrong, right? And the message here is to look a little deeper at that. What is your heart saying? I do feel you both are stuck in a healing cycle, which is interesting because it's being slowed down by the fact that you don't want to face some of the stuff that you have to heal. I feel like this is likely going to be surrender for some of you. Release, transmuting, stuff like that. I feel like that's definitely something I'm picking up on. But I feel like you and this person are healing, but slowly, because of the fact that you're kind of you don't want to face it. I do feel it hurts to think about each other right now. I don't think that it feels nice. In fact, that's probably why I'm not saying that you are not thinking about each other, but I feel like you don't think about the situation. You may cling on to the happy memories or something, or think about the future rather than actually sitting in the present and starting to feel that, right? So the message here that's coming through from Spirit is to make sure that you are sitting in the energy, right? So you can transmute it. It's called transmuting pain, right? It's detoxing, releasing, purging. Some people call it alchemizing. It's all the same thing. It's healing, right? We naturally hit that state. And the message here is that the only way is for you to actually sit in the energies that you don't want to feel. That's the only way to get out of you. But I do feel both of you are kind of thinking about, knowing that you have to make a choice, but avoiding the elephant in the room. It's so interesting. It's crazy. It's like you don't want to think about each other, but you are. And it's like I feel like there's compartmentalization happening here as well. Because there's some things you don't want to think about, and there's other things that you're thinking about too much, which is interesting. I do feel you both want a new beginning, and you both see the possibilities that you have with each other. This is a goal, but for both of you, by the way, is to have a new start here. Both of you have that goal, which is interesting, real interesting coming through. But I'm seeing that. But right now, your connection isn't changing. Why? There's no choices being made, for one. Two, I do feel the healing is slow. And it's okay. We've all started off slow. It's normal. But this is coming through as a message because you should be picking up the speed at this point, right? And the message is to make sure you're focusing more on that. That's a priority. It's a priority for you and for your future. And we don't really see the benefit of healing instantaneously, although inside you actually do. You actually feel nice. But for our external world, we don't really see the benefit of that. But the message here is that you will in the future, right? And you will see an exponential big shift if you were to start to heal and really put that as a priority. I feel like it's like even like dedicating 10, 20 minutes out of the day, it will do you a world of good. And just about sitting in that energy. With that Knight of Cups, both of you are losing hope. It just gets juicier and juicier. Both of you are losing hope here. Yet you're both waiting, which I think is interesting. You definitely are living in the past, but there's pieces of the past. You're thinking about the good times. I feel both of you it's like you're like nitpicking or something. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it like that. I can tell. I can just tell that's happening, but what you're focusing on is hard to say. Some of you could actually be focused on the pain itself, right? Pain is actually very addicting. We love it. It's worse than pain is worse than heroin. Yeah. Yeah, it is because it's our energy, right? Everything is energy, but I feel like it's worse than that, or worse than drugs. I'll just say like that, worse than drugs. Heroin's actually real tough, isn't it? But definitely, you know, it's understanding that that is something that you are dealing with, and you're having a hard time letting go of that. What's left if you have no pain? It's it room basically room for something better. All right. So let's see. How does Taurus's person currently feel about Taurus? How does Taurus's person currently feel about Taurus? Okay, we have the King of Swords. Interesting. They're definitely looking at this from a very logical standpoint. I do feel this person sees you clearly. Their feelings for you have evolved and changed over time, and I feel like this person's gained enough distance from the situation to see how they feel about you, which is interesting because we have no feelings coming through though, right? We have the King of Pentacles. It's like, I know how I feel. I see it clearly now. I understand things a lot better now. The Four of Wands, interesting. With that Ace of Wands, definitely find you very attractive. Their feelings for you are growing over time as well. They're not just evolving, but they're growing. With that King of Pentacles here, they definitely are very serious about this connection. They're more stable. They're also more sure about their feelings. I think in the past, this person had a hard time maybe regulating their emotions. I actually feel it very likely if it feels like for a lot of you, this person was getting triggered by your presence. So now that you're not actually close to each other or near each other or talking to each other, it's like they can just, they're not getting triggered anymore. So they're just feeling the feelings. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It's like, I think, you know, when it was a mix, it was like, what the fuck is this, right? Now it's like, okay, I know I have feelings for them. Does that make sense? It's like because they're not getting triggered as much. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. On the Five of Swords, okay. It's gonna be the Chariot. And the Chariot's the epitome of following your heart and going to battle, right? No, you don't go to battle because you think it's all fun and games. You go to battle because your heart's leading you there. Our heart always leads us to exactly what we need to go through. The reason why people seem to focus more on logic than it is your heart, because our heart leads us to things that we have to experience that actually are very painful a lot of the times, right? They're usually karmic lessons, by the way. And I feel like this is someone where it's like following their heart hasn't led them to where they anticipated or assumed, right, it will lead them. And now they're having a really difficult time trusting that their heart knows what's best. It always does. Your heart is 100% correct. It cannot be wrong. But people assume that you following your heart is going to lead you to sunshine and rainbows. It will eventually. The only way to sunshine and rainbows is through, but this is someone who's having a really difficult time with that fact. I do feel they know how they feel about you, but they're trumping that feelings with their logical mind. What is the logical mind saying? They want closure. That's why they're holding on to you. Ooh, that's interesting. So this person feelings not here. You notice that, right? Why they are assuming they're holding on to you when they think about you, it's because they feel like your situation needs closure now. That's what they think. They're assuming, oh, this person's such an ass, right? They're assuming everything. But with that world universe, it's like, and they're not saying that, but they're assuming because they're holding on to you that, oh, it must be a closure thing. That's it. We didn't really have proper closure. It's so funny, but whatever, right? You do you, but that's the assumption they're making. But they do find you attractive. I do feel this person with that Queen of Pentacles here, and that Five of Swords. I don't know if you're different than what they're typically used to, but they see you as someone who wants to maintain independence or doesn't need them. They like people that need them because it makes them feel secure. What's interesting is I feel like this person doesn't have as much to offer you. Yeah, I think it's all together. Sorry. They don't have as much to offer you because of that fact. And it makes this person feel less secure to have you, right? It's like, there it is, right? It's like they want to be this knight in shining armor. They want to save someone, right? This is someone who's looking at what they offer people, right? What they could offer, and they look at you and think you don't need it. So it kind of triggers them. They feel I don't want to say out of place, but I feel like, that filling in that need makes this person feel secure when they're with someone. But since you don't have needs like that, since you seem to be independent, or at least not really wanting what this person's offering, it makes this person wary, right? They have to learn. This is one of the harder things I think a lot of us struggle with. It's definitely a deep collective energy that we have, or in programming, where we use we base our self-worth on what we give people. But that's crazy. We are worthy no matter what. And all of us have to learn to fix that programming. This is someone who's having, they look at you and think, I don't have anything to offer them. I don't, if they need to offer you something, then they're going to be shit out of luck because you don't need anything from this person. However, it doesn't mean that that you want what they, you want this person to give you something. It just feels like, you know what I mean? Like this person's having a hard time grasping that, because that's how they typically present, right? I'm giving them this, that's why they want me, right? It's like they can make a I guess, yeah, there it is, right? They can make a logical assumption, it fits, right? Oh, I'm giving them financial security, or I'm giving them protection, I'm making them feel safe, so that's why they want me, right? It's like that's it. There it is. I hope that makes sense to all of these. I try my best, but it's not easy. These energies that people are having them. Anyway, so let's see. How does Taurus's person currently feel about Taurus? How does Taurus's person currently feel about Taurus? How does Taurus's person currently feel about Taurus? All right. So we have transmuting pain. Did I bring it up earlier? I'm pretty sure I did. I forget. But definitely, this person is trying to transmute pain. It's going really slowly because they try to detach from it. But the only way to transmute pain is to feel it. That's the only way we can heal anything, right? Is to literally feel it. That's the point. That's why the heart is the most important thing anyone can learn to cultivate. And this person is having a hard time with that, but they are trying. We have rest and renewal. This person is trying to get their bearings back. It kind of reminds me of what is that called? Was it Seven Strangers or something like that on Hulu with Masha, right? These people, they're going to this retreat thinking that they're going to have a break from their problems. And Masha's like, fuck you. Like, you're going to face your problem. That's the only way. And it's kind of reminding me of that. This person tries to have rest and renewal, thinking that they just need a break from their pain. And that's how they'll stop feeling it. But that's not possible, right? You still have it within you. You may actually have a break from it, technically, but it won't ever be, it will always come back. And this is someone where I feel that's what they do constantly, right? They're constantly trying to take a break from their pain rather than actually facing it head on. The only way is through. Remember that always. And this is someone who's having a hard time to face that with that perfect start. Again, it feels like you're a bunch of stuff, not just between you and them, but a bunch of stuff from their past that are coming up to the surface. It moved a lot of stuff out of stagnation for them, and now they're having to face all of it. And they kind of want to break from that. And I get it, right? If you're having a hard time doing it all, but I don't think this person's seeing it that way. In fact, I think that they think if they take enough breaks, if enough time passes, that pain will just go away on its own. Not possible. You truly have to transmute it. It's actually universal law, right? Isn't Newton's third law, right? Energy cannot be destroyed, right? It's that. So you need to actually push it out of yourself. Literally, it's what has to happen. I just think that's funny. Anyway, it's like you can't destroy that energy. You have to actually transmute it some way, right? Anyways, I think that's funny. And then we have Dragon's Horde, protecting the future. This person wants to have a future with you. They do, by the way. With that Watcher's transpersonal, they definitely are watching you. This person wants a new beginning, but this is a new beginning that is a beginner's mind, right? It's not like this is your very first go around. It's just wiping the slate clean to have a fresh start, right? Having that beginner's mind. Juicy, juicy, juicy. But they're not healing enough to have that, which I think is interesting. I think it's both of you for a lot of you, right? Both of you are struggling with the healing thing. This is so important. This is priority number one, right? And it doesn't benefit your life instantaneously, right? Physically, but it will better your life throughout your entire life, right? If you release all these self-limiting thought forms and concepts, burdens, and heaviness, then they're gone. That's the point, right? And I think that's something that you need to focus a little bit more on, Taurus, if that is something you're resonating with. I do feel with that fortune's wheel, luck and right timing. What this is telling me here is this person is waiting for the right time, but they're losing hope that you're ever going to have that. They want a reconciliation, they want to make things right, and they want a do-over. So let's see. So Spooky, tell me, can I get channel messages? What does this person want to say to Taurus? What does this person want to say to Taurus? You're the one I dream about. Ooh, that's juicy. I do feel this person definitely dreams about you, but this is the subconscious with that moon here. There's also a lot of fears to do with that. With the second house, the house of Taurus, I do feel this person is focused a lot on their income. There's something about what this person thinks they need to provide that makes this person feel secure to be with you. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It's something to do with, I know that it's all together. This is what I was, second house energy, right? This is what I was picking up on your second line. It's like you don't need what they have in abundance. So they're like, fuck, what am I gonna do now, right? I don't know how to feel secure around them. Well, you have to heal. But this is someone who's having a hard time with that. Look at that cherry energy, divine detour. This person wants to have a new beginning here. With that divine detour on the board though, they're hoping that this situation between you and them comes back around. Missed opportunity, yes. Again, they want a new start. They want a do-over. But again, fears that they have nothing to give you. Fears that it's like they can't rely on what they give you. I had a phrase, it's like if they were providing financial stability for you, right? Then they know that you won't leave them, right? It's like, I hope that makes sense. I'm not saying it's that, but you get where I'm going with it. If they provide financial stability for you, then they know you won't leave them, so they can just relax. But since that is not going to be the case, they can't relax, right? So they're having, what do you do, right? With all these fears, you got to face these fears, transmute them, release them, purge them, detox them. That's what you got to do, right? What lights you up? It's funny. They definitely feel like you light them up and they love it. Anyway, so let's grab this deck. Spirit, can you tell me, what is the guidance, please, for Taurus? Guidance for Taurus, let's see. Rebirth Pluto. Pluto's about wounds though, specifically, right? Your message here is to focus on your wounds that are keeping you from your rebirth, specifically emotional wounds. We have Sirian, heal. It's specifically emotional wounds. Sirian energy is that defensive energy, right? All of us hit that vicious point when we are slowly but surely starting to gain more and more consciousness, where we figure out we're a fighter, right? The message here is to figure out that you are a fighter, right? But also heal that too, right? You know, all of us have to learn that we have that fighter energy inside of us and that we're gonna need it, right? Your old version of you, right? Wouldn't be strong enough for what's coming. So you need to be strong enough, right? And the message is that Sirian energy gets us there to a point, right? It helps remind us that we have the ability to fight for what we want. The message here is to use that right now to fight for more, but you also need to heal the emotional stuff that's coming to my mind. It's coming to my mind specifically, but whatever else you need to heal. And we have first house arrival. You are coming to a brand new spanking beginning with the self, right? And we have debilitating discomfort. And it's important that you understand that this change, this evolution is uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's not, as long as it is uncomfortable, that means you need to, it's like you're still going through the process. Healing isn't nice. You know that, right? Healing, every single person who has gotten to where I am gets there, right? By facing everything you need to face, right? No matter how small it may seem. And that's, later on when you're healing more and more Taurus, you're going to realize that the small things you need to face, right? These thoughts that trail through your mind. Oh, why did that show up, right? Let me heal that. Or what lesson can I learn there? Let me resolve that, right? It's about you looking at these things, but I feel the message here is to look at the big ones right now. And the big ones are making you go through a massive change. It's going to build your strength up. Again, this is what I was saying about the Sirian energy. You're learning that you're a fighter. And the message here is, and your guidance is to, I guess, remember, right? Remember you're a fighter. I want to thank you, Taurus. Don't forget to watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, and take care. Bye, Taurus. Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be doing a reading all about your person's current feelings for you. Please don't forget to watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. It does matter. All right, so let's see, Spirit. Can you tell me what's happening between Gemini and this person? What's happening between Gemini and this person? What's happening in this connection right now? Between Gemini, the readings have been really crazy interesting. We have the Emperor, interesting. I do feel there is a lot of Ooh, there's two cards here. Oh shit, look at that, they're real funny. Okay, I definitely feel like there's a verbal boundary between you and this person that has yet to be resolved. I also feel that both of you are having a really difficult time seeing the situation from each other's perspective. There's a strong desire for a new beginning, but it doesn't feel like you have the beginner's mind to have that new beginning, right? You know, it's like there is still some stuff unresolved here between you and them, but I feel like this is more personal. Does this make sense? It's more personal than it is this, like the situation itself. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Even though it may have been at one point, what I feel here as the biggest issue is the subconscious, the mind specifically. How this would always come to me is like I would think about my person, my twin, and I was like, I would have these weird thoughts come through. It just like where I was sassy, right, or like mean a little bit, and it made me realize that I still had past resentment. There it is. I still had past resentment, and if I wanted, and if I wanted my person in my life, you know, and to have a harmonious connection, I needed to not have that past resentment. Does this make sense, right? You and your person both have it. You have yet. I do feel with that justice here, your situation itself, even though it doesn't feel like it has been resolved just yet, I don't think it's your problem. I don't think it needs to be your focus. In fact, what I think needs to be your focus is your past resentment with each other. And this is specifically to do with the thoughts, right? With the Queen of Swords here. It's your thoughts specifically. So, or even dreams. Dreams can come, you know, some dreams can be as well. Where you have these dreams, you're like, I did this to them. And it's like, it's crazy stuff. Like, why would I have done that? Because there's a part in your subconscious that wants to do it to that person. That's the point, right? So you both need to do this. You both want a new beginning. You both want a fresh start. But since you have so much past resentment, you cannot have the fresh start. Even if you were in each other's lives, because you would still be rehashing redoing the old lessons and the old paradigm, right? You want a brand new paradigm, I imagine, right? You want a brand new beginning. You want a beginner's mind beginning, right? You want a fresh start with no shitty baggage from the past. Well, you need to work on yourself, right? And that's kind of been the theme of all the what's going on. A question that I've been pulling first, right? It's to work on the self, but specifically this has to do with your past resentment, okay? I do feel with the Eight of Pentacles, both these are learning to work on the self. But I think that the piece of the puzzle that both these are struggling with is to do with the resentment. I mean, it's about, you know, let's say some stuff, right? It requires multiple healing cycles to heal, right? You know, so you can go ahead and say, I healed some of it, right? And it's not as bad as it used to be. But if the thoughts still come through that, you know, you're kind of, you know, sassy with your person, or you're still angry at them, or you have like a backhanded comment or something, you know, when you have these thoughts play through your mind, we all have them. They're coming in for a reason. Understanding that when we are going through these, when we're like our dreams, our like fantasies are like on, that it's revealing a lot more about the self than we realize. It's about recognizing those fantasies that are playing out, how you're talking to them, and vice versa. Are wounds that are actually being brought to your attention. I know that that sounds crazy, but it's so important that you do that. That you start to pay attention to these things that you're saying to yourself, right? In your fantasy, in your dreams, in your thoughts, right? And look at, okay, why did I say it like that? Where is that coming from? And then you search for that resentment so you can purge, release, transmute, and alchemize it. That's the point, right? You know, it's about recognizing it. I feel like both of you seem to be wanting to work on the self, which is great. But I think that this seems to be something that is getting, it's like, it's getting a free pass. Does that make sense? It's getting a free pass. And I feel like the reason for this is because you're not recognizing that that's a problem, right? You know, if you have thoughts about, throwing out, like, let's say a random thing, you're having this fantasy, and you let this happen, by the way, the fantasies and stuff like that. I know it sounds like it's craziness, but it's because it's actually due to healing. This makes keep going, but it's healing, right? Because it's showing you what you need to recognize. But I feel like you may have a fantasy about your person, and you're like, and then you throw it back, you throw something in their face that they did to you in the past. Well, that means that thing you threw in their face, right, during this fantasy is something that you need to heal. This is, I hope if you don't get it, I don't know what to tell you, but that's the message. And I feel like that's something that's coming through. It's not really what's happening in your connection right now. It's what you're missing that you need to do to have a better connection with this person. Right? And that's important. Okay, anyway. Look at this. Oh shit, this is funny. The moon itself too. When you see these two cards together, Watch out. You need to let your fantasies are going to be very illuminating with the moon in its reverse. That's the point. I knew it. I knew it. I just knew it. It's you need to let your fantasies play out so it can illuminate the resentment that you're harboring within the self. It's not like I want them, right? Some of you don't want this person, right? That's not the point. You need to let the fantasy play out so that it can reveal to you what resentment you got still within you. And then you can tackle that shit head on. You can slay the beast, right? Slay every dragon, right? Slay it all. And this is the way, right? This is what's going to illuminate exactly what you need illumination in, right? And that's the point. That's the message. Anyway, what we have here, I do feel your situation with this person is more or less riper, right? To get resolved, but there is just that little piece here for a lot of you. It's probably several pieces where you just like, you're throwing stuff at you'll throw it in their face, and you will actually, never a mistake, you will throw it in their face when they're in your life. Unless you have healed that. So that's all it is. I think that's very, very beautiful. Maybe I'll make a posting on this. Right? It's about letting the fantasies play out, not because you want them per se, right? But because they need to happen to illuminate, right? What's lurking in your subconscious. That's the point. Very juicy. All right. So let's see, Spirit. Can I get more cards? Or can I get cards? How does Gemini's person currently feel about Gemini? How does Gemini's person currently feel about Gemini? We have the Tower reversed. Interesting. I do feel when things ended between you and this person, they were shocked. Quite shocked at how fast it happened. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. When the Tower moment happened for you and this person, that shit never got resolved. It just never did. It never got resolved. Not really, anyway. It went south. It went bad, and it never got better. I do feel this person still harbors and holds resentment on that ending. Some of you may have ended it on them, hard to say, but I will leave it like that. But however this ending happened, they still harbor resentment towards it. There's still an instability within the subconscious that they have. And it's, again, their feelings for you, I feel like it's mostly of love, right? And stuff like that. But it's also of self-preservation. And it's about, a lot of people, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know what it is lately. But some people try to make peace with these thoughts of theirs. You can heal all of this. This is the point, right? Think of like your thoughts when you first started becoming more conscious. Think of how bad they were, right? And you have healed them enough so that they don't actually plague you as much, right? It's about keep facing that so that you can fully remove it. That's the point. All of us can do this, right? Some people refer to this as shadow. I don't actually, it's just low vibrational information, concepts, thought forms, and heaviness and burdens, right? It's the stuff that, when you think about striving for more, you get flooded with self-doubt or something like that. That is information that you're holding within the self that you can release and then integrate, evolve vibrations into the self so that you can actually not think that anymore, ever, right? That's the point. And I do feel why this is coming through is that this person, when they think about you, they want you, but then they think about all, it's like they're bound to that very painful experience that happened as your ending. Your ending was, again, they have 901s. Your ending really triggered this person and it still is there. But I think it's both of you though. But I think theirs is worse off. And it's important that you understand where they're coming from because I feel like you have it to a point, Gemini. It's still there. Your thoughts that come through, your fantasies that play out. Like, honestly, I saw like a fantasy of you throwing a pie in their face. I know that sounds crazy, but that's kind of what I saw too. And it's recognizing that these kind of things, even though they may seem harmless or a pie in the face kind of seems like clowning around, that's coming from a distortion that you need to work on, right? Within the self. And this could be applied to anything that floods your mind, right? When you think about going for bigger things or striving for a promotion or starting your own business, right? All the doubts that come through your mind, you can start to heal that. But this is applying to your connection itself. This person wants you. They want to be with you. But they're so triggered by this. It's self-preservation as well. With that devil here, they never got over the ending. They just didn't. They didn't get over the ending. With that 9 of Wands and that 3 of Wands here, they are still holding on, right, to the pain that was this situation. And it feels, I'm not gonna say it's like pain like it was yesterday, but it's still there. And there's parts of this person that are still very, to see you would be triggering, more triggering than I feel a lot of you may anticipate. With that 3 of Wands here as well, they are holding on to you, but they're also holding on to I know what they did. You know what? You know that message about learning to surrender and let go. When you learn to surrender and let go, you let go of everything, right? And this is someone who never let go of you, so they never let go of the pain, which I think is interesting. They've never let go of this. They also want you in their life too, but. This would come through as backhanded comments, stuff like that. And I think this person's fantasies are a lot darker than yours. I think yours are more filled with like levity, and this person, but with some sass in it or something like that. This person's fantasies are a lot more triggering. And it's funny, I think that it's the fact that we have such defensive energy here. They anticipate you lashing out at them. That's what keeps going on in their mind. Something like that happened maybe for a lot of you. It just feels like that, where you may have put up some kind of boundary. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. But that's kind of what I felt for a moment. I'll leave it there. Okay, I'll leave it there. All right. So I mean, all the readings have been real crazy. Okay, Spirit. So let's get this. He's saying this deck. So Spirit, can you tell me, how does Gemini's person currently feel about Gemini? How does Gemini's person currently feel about Gemini? We have home. Interesting. Home. This person, I do feel you make this person very comfortable. There's a feeling of home here. Yet at the same time, there is also the feeling of triggers, right? And it's important that we always recognize consciously this person knows that you feel at home, but their subconscious has a bunch of triggers and fears and resentment on you, no matter what. I do feel that talisman here. They feel stuck while they feel you are moving forward with ease, which is interesting. I do feel for the most part you've made more progress than they have. But I think that you may be overlooking some stuff that you need to heal about your own resentment. Magic prayer here. Interesting. One more card for how Gemini's person currently feels about Gemini. Okay, so this person sees you moving on really fast, really quickly with ease while they're very stuck and they're having a really difficult time finding a way forward. I do feel with that cleaning house here and that sacred pool. You know, the sacred pool is the deepest feelings, right? You know, it's really deep amount of feelings that one has. But when you haven't really cleaned house, right? When you haven't really cleaned up your subconscious, it makes this not as sacred as it should be. This person actually has deep, profound feelings for you with that sacred pool. However, they're still heavily triggered by the thought of you. And I know that some of you may look at this and think they're still that triggered. Of course they are. If you haven't healed something, it's like it happened yesterday. That's the point, right? Because there's parts of you that are constantly living that experience. This person hasn't healed everything. And I feel like some of these are really big as well. And as a result, the thoughts about facing you make this person very triggered. And it's like I heard alarm. They're alarmed about facing you. Like they don't, I will leave it like that. It's like, you know, when you kind of like, I still like fire alarm, right? It's like that, where this person may try to run or they may pull the fire alarm to get away from you. Like it's like that. This has nothing to do with how they feel. It has everything to do with the parts of them that take control, right? When they're in a fear state or something, or when they are, I don't know, it may be getting anxieties. I don't leave it there. I know it's hard to say. I know this sounds craziness, but that's what they feel when they think about you. I think, again, I feel like this person's fantasies are not as, they're not as like yours. I think yours are more, they have more peace in it. Not entirely, because I'm still seeing your resentment, but you get where I'm going with that. I feel like yours are a lot more pleasant. This person's are a lot more anxiety driven. Yeah, anxiety driven. Wow. I mean, I'm like, wow, right? Anyway, again, all across the board, you know, you're my third reading, but they've all been real crazy. Lately, I've been like bonding with my new guide, and my new guide has different types of readings these days. Anyway, so Spirit, can you tell me, Gemini's person. What does Gemini's person want to say to Gemini? As above, so below. Interesting. I do feel this person feels a very profound spiritual connection with you, right? But this is someone who's I feel like they're having a hard time. I feel like their chakras are blocked. That's what I feel like to me. Their chakras are blocked. I did what you asked me to. Some of you told this person to stay away. And they're doing that. Others of you, this person is trying to maintain any kind of boundary that you set. I do feel for some reason I feel like there's some kind of boundary here, and they're trying to maintain that because while they're trying to respect you, this is coming more from fear than it is from actual respect. But whatever, right? They do want to talk. They do want to open up lines of communication, and remember that it's the truth. Consciously, they want to talk. Consciously, they want a new beginning, but their subconscious is another story. All right. Cut your losses. And then we have Ace of Pentacles coming through. And then we have shadow and light. So I feel like this is someone where they're trying to live with their shadow rather than face it. And I feel some of you, you're doing it to a degree. And remember this, you can heal every single thing. You can heal all of that, right? That's the point. You know, all of us can, it takes time. You know, it depends if you've done it before in a past life or not. But this journey to healing all, right, is about 5 to 7 years, right? But those that have done it before, it's about 2 to 3. But you just have to face everything. You have to be willing to acknowledge when these trail of thoughts that come to your mind or when your fantasy takes an unexpected turn, that you look at, why did that happen? And this is someone where they're trying to live with their shadow, when in fact they should be healing it. Ooh, juicy, juicy, juicy. I do feel they see you as someone who's cutting the losses when they want a new beginning. I think this is like a story they tell themselves, right? It's probably coming from their fantasies, where it's like, I already moved on. And I imagine that's some of their fantasies is that, right? Or like, again, facing you is a lot more triggering than how you see facing them, but it's because you've done more healing, right? And it's important you get where they're coming from. That's what's coming through, and they wonder if they're strong enough to face that, and also be strong enough not to react in a very distorted way. Let's see. Let's grab some more. So, Spooky, tell me, what is the guidance then for Gemini? Guidance for Gemini and guidance for Gemini. Okay, we have them. Our first guidance is going to be a horned cactus resourcefulness. So I know that you have love for this person, but you are a lot more thorny than you realize. It's about making sure that you pluck all those thorns. You can do it. This will take time, obviously, but you can do it. This is not an issue. We have wailing tree reconciliations. You need to look at your past. There is some stuff from your past that is still a thorn in your side. Does that make sense? A thorn in your side. We have moon mating new beginnings. I do feel with that, moon mating here, the message here is that if you want to have a new beginning, a fresh new beginning with this person, or even in your life, you need to heal all of that, right? All of that resentment. This brought up a lot of stuff, and it's not just with this person, it's with other things. As I made my way through my healing, I started even getting past life stuff. I've had to start to alchemize my past lives that I didn't heal in the past, right? My message to you is that you're going to have to do that too, right? There is stuff surrounding your heart that you need to heal to do with the past lives, as well as just in your own past, not to do with this person. But I feel like a lot of you, there's stuff about this person that you're kind of I feel like you're not recognizing as a healing issue when in fact it is. And then we have the wall obstacles. I also feel, you're going to have a new beginning, but you need to be as healed as possible so that when you face these obstacles, you can overcome them. We have heart home compassion. A lot of you, I feel that to a point you may have compassion towards this person, but there's parts of you that don't. You can have both. You can consciously have compassion for this person, consciously love them. There's a part that consciously hates them too, subconsciously hates them. And the message here is that you can have both opinions. You need to look at when it's not in that loving, compassionate state and work on healing that, transmuting that, and releasing that. That is what your focus needs to be. That was the first message, because that's the truth of it, right? I also feel as well to listen more to your heart, right? It's kind of I woke up today and that was the message that kept getting over and over and over again, right? Listening to your heart. There is no instance in life where listening to logic logic is better than listening to your heart. Our heart knows exactly where we're meant to go. And the message here is to follow your heart. You got this. Your heart is leading you, through some heavy stuff always, but with purpose. and it's leading you to that happy ending that you want, right? That happiness, that bliss that you're looking for. But the only way to get to that is through, right? And through the stuff that we may not want to face, but we need to. And you hear that time and time again. And I know this is a cliche at this point, right? But that is the absolute truth of it. Having the courage to step into life, okay? So I'm gonna leave it there, Gemini. I want to thank you all for being here. Don't forget to watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, and take care. Bye, Gemini. Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be doing a reading all about your person's current feelings for you. I want to thank you all for being here. I do appreciate each and every single one of you. Don't forget to watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. All right, so let's see. What's going on between Cancer and their person? What's happening between Cancer and their person? What's happening between Cancer and their person? We have the Seven of Wands here. Interesting. I do feel there's a lot of defensiveness here. Definitely, there's like this feeling of needing to defend one's position. I feel like you two are having a really difficult time seeing the situation from each other's perspective. You know, a lot of people think that they're being very democratic, right? A lot of people think that they're the one who's seeing things clearly, and the person that they're dealing with, or the people that they're dealing with, aren't. I feel like that's what's at play here. Both of you think you're the ones who's right, and both of you think that you're the one who sees everything and they don't, but in reality, I feel like you both are having very limited perspectives, right? When the Two Wands being in reverse, Two Wands upright, it's like expansive, right? It's seeing the entire picture, right? And it's reverse, both of you are definitely seeing it from your side of the fence, from your lens, from your position, and not putting yourself in each other's shoes, all right? 10 of Cups here as well. I do feel this, what is happening between you and this person is coming from programming, right? From the family dynamic, right? So only see your side of it and not really look at other people's. Some of you as well, this could be like this need to want to win is coming from your family dynamic or theirs as well. Let's see, let's get one more before I deep dive into this. And then we have the Nine of Swords as well. Okay. Now it's going to be the Fool. Interesting energy. There is a strong desire to have that new beginning, to have that fresh start. I feel like you both want a leap of faith, but you kind of want a trusting sort of leap of faith. You want to be able to trust that when you take a leap, you're going to get caught or everything's going to be okay. There's a lot of like knee-jerk, fear-based energy coming through, right? You know, all of us, in a perfect world, wouldn't it be so lovely if every time you took a leap of faith, it worked out perfectly? Oh, that would be so great. But that's not life, right? And I feel like both of you are having a difficult time with the uncertainty of this connection, although you both want it, which is an interesting energy. It's like you both want this. You both would love to be in each other's lives or with each other, you know, in a significant sort of way. Yet at the same time, you want it to happen, you know, in a like safe, non-risk kind of way. And though contemplatively you would understand that's unrealistic, but it's still there, right? It's still present. Some of you don't want to have a connection like your mama or your daddy. You don't want to have their relationship. You want a better one for yourself, which is what's making you very fearful about this. This could be just their energy, but I don't think so. I think it's both of you. I think you both are in this. There's something to do with programming and the family dynamic that's at play here when it comes to this connection. Whether you are aware of it or not, this could very well be ancestral hand-me-downs, right? That you're worried about, like, stuff, right? To like, you know, you don't want to be like your mom, like your dad. You don't want to have a relationship like that. Some of you, I feel like it could be like this need to win, right? That's coming through as programming. It's hard to say really, but I am seeing that coming through. With that Seven of Wands though, and that Nine of Swords, you don't want to let go of your guard unless you don't have to think about it, unless you don't have to have fears. And it's interesting. It's very interesting to come through. I do feel there's a desire to make this happen, to make this work, to really bring this together. But you want it, it's like you kind of want smooth sailing. Some of you, there's an interesting energy that's coming through. I don't know if it's them or you, but there's this feeling here where it's like, I've been through enough. It should just be good for me from now on, right? And that is a really difficult one to overcome, right? And it's not that you should go through painful hardships every single time, but that idea, that ego grab, right? I've been through too much. I shouldn't have to deal with anymore. There's always so many other people in this world who've been through way worse than you have. And it's about recognizing and gaining that perspective. I think that there's a limitation on perspective on that end. Maybe it's just them. I just think it's both of yous. It's like, I've been through enough. It should just be easy. That's holding you back more than you think, having that perspective. But there's a lot of stuff holding this connection back, and it's causing a lot of stagnation here when there should be movement. It's causing a lot of like resistance where there should be flow. And I feel like that's what's at play right now. I do feel with that 5 of Cups here, but I feel like both of yous, it could be just them, but just take this how it resonates, but I feel like it is both of yous, don't want to look at where you could have improved or where you could have done things better. It kind of feels like you're turning your back on things that would bring regret and remorse and shame. Like, I don't want to look at that. I want to deal with that. I don't want to face that, but that's not helping anyone, all right? So I kind of see that too. I'm going to leave it there. It's not going to be for everyone, but I'm going to leave it there. So let's see, Spirit. Can you tell me, what are Cancer's person's current feelings for Cancer? What are Cancer's person's current feelings for Cancer? Let's see how this person currently feels about you. I think this is going to be the first one with Death in its reverse. Interesting. I do feel this person doesn't want to have a connection like their own parents, their own, maybe, I don't know. I would say it's just a toxic connection. They don't want that. They want a healthy kind of connection. But what this person is definitely lacking in understanding is that to a point, they are bringing in that toxic energy, right? They need to heal and they need to work on the self, right? And this obviously is going both ways, but this is someone who's having a really difficult time. Like, oh, I don't want that. Okay, well, are you doing everything on your, it's like, you don't want to have like a dirty house, but you're not cleaning your house. It don't make sense, right? There's something like that at play here. This person's feelings for you, I want them, but I don't want a bad connection. And they're lacking accountability and responsibility when it comes to what they brought in that created instability in your connection, or may have even caused stagnation, resistance, and things to slow down or even outright stop. And this is someone where it's like, there's a lot of projection, like it's not my fault, or I'm not gonna say it's like they're blaming you per se, because it doesn't feel like that. It's just, I don't want this, and they're not accepting accountability that they are actually bringing that into a point, right? And it's interesting energy to come through. We have the Hierophant came through anyway, yeah. They don't want what they've had. And this could even be other relationships, but I think this has to do with the mama daddy. That's what it feels like to me. I feel like it has to do with the mama, the daddy. They don't want a connection like that. That's what they don't want. I knew I picked that up, but they're not getting that. They are to a point bringing that energy into their life. It's like, and bringing it into their connections because the programming is still there. So consciously, we don't want to have a connection. We don't want to be like our mom. We don't want to be like our dad. But that information, we're still holding it, right? And until we heal, release, transmute, purge, alchemize, it's still going to be there because you cannot destroy that energy. Right, you can't, and it's like it has to be transformed. It has to be transferred, right? And it's what Newton's third law, right? Isn't that the third law? Energy cannot be destroyed. It has to be. It just transforms. This is someone who they have to transform this information into something better. If they don't want to have that connection, and they do. There's a thorough understanding. I want better for myself than what they had. Beautiful, right? But there is a lacking an understanding that they're holding that. And there are, to a point, bringing that into their connections. It's interesting. They may be attracted to connections similar to their mama-daddy dynamic as well. Because we attract who and what we are, not what we want. We don't get you don't really get a say in that, truthfully, right? Who you are attracted to, who you want. You want someone just like yourself. So they're attracting people in toxic dynamics or karmic lessons is what comes to my mind constantly. And they don't want that, but they're not accepting that they are bringing that in for a reason because they have that within themselves. And that's interesting. I don't know why that's coming through for this person's feelings, but it is here. We have it's like their inability to see that they're doing it to themselves. So to a point, it's like it was pushed into them, right? It was programmed into them. And until this person closes out this cycle, They feel this about you. I was wondering where you're gonna come through. I was wondering like, where art thou, right? Where art thou, Cancer? But I see it here. So they want to have this lovely connection with you, right? They don't feel ready. I do feel, how aware are they that they hold that? The Four of Cups. When it comes through, like these synchronicities, these signs, these reminders that, oh shit, I'm just like my mama, I'm just like my daddy, I gotta fix that. They ignore it. Does that make sense? Like they just ignore it. They pretend like it doesn't exist. They pretend like it's not there. They pretend like it's not me, right? I'm just attracting those connections all the time, right? It's not my fault, right? There's lacking of accountability with that Four of Cups here. There's apathy too. But this is how this person, they see you as everything. You are everything. You're everything they want. And it's beautiful. It's actually quite beautiful. However, right, they're still dealing with this shit. And until this person wraps this up and heals this, they're going to struggle, right? They're always going to struggle. Does this person see Cancer this way? No, they don't see you that way. They don't see you as the toxic dynamic kind of thing. I feel this is going to be interesting for some of you. Some of you, this person thinks that you're everything. Actually, they feel you're everything, but they may not be as attracted to you because they are attracted to toxic dynamics right now. And that's what needs to happen. Like they need to experience toxicity to realize, oh, I have toxicity. Does it make sense? Like it's like all of us, we attract what we are, not what we want. And I feel like this person keeps attracting these connections into their life, and until they wrap up this cycle, once and for all, they're kind of not open to this connection as much as I feel you would expect right now. And it's nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with who's going to teach them these lessons. I don't think it's going to be you, but I feel like you have your own shit to deal with here with that top row. I think that you are very limited in your perspective. You may be seeing this person too lofty, right? When they're really broken, right? That's for some of you, but I also feel like you bring in certain energies into your connections that you don't acknowledge that you bring in, and that's an issue because you're going to keep repeating that. This person is going to keep doing, you will as well, unless you acknowledge that that's happening, face it, heal it, and then release it, okay? Whew, wow. Let's see, seeing this stack. So Spooky, tell me, what are Cancer's person's current feelings for Cancer? What are Cancer's person's current feelings for Cancer? Cancer's person's current feelings for Cancer. Okay. We have Caterpillar Opportunity. They are not ready for this just yet. Not yet. I do feel they see you as an opportunity, but an opportunity that they're not quite ready for. It kind of reminds you, like, you know, a caterpillar, they eat a bunch of leaf, right? Because they're trying to grow into that butterfly. They're not ready to grow into that butterfly. I see. They're not metamorphosizing. Remember, their feelings for you are not really, I mean, they see you as like super abundant, but oh, okay. It's not really here. What we have here is someone whose focus is on themselves, and they're not metamorphosizing into a butterfly right now. They're not changing. They're not bettering themselves. And it plays a role in how they see and feel and think about you. We have Drifter. Ooh, this is one of the best healing energies that we can be in. Drifter energy allows the thoughts to come through. When the thoughts of you come through, this person, and what lessons you were teaching them, they kind of ignore it. And I feel like this person, this is what they habitually do. They're probably like, probably someone, I'm just going to give you like a random thing. I'm getting this. Maybe like, you know how the woke culture, they probably think they're that and they're just not. It's so hilarious. It's like woke culture is samsara people, right? People are striving to wake up, but they don't know how to get there. And I feel like this is that person. Like they want to be a better person, but they're putting all their focus on the wrong things. And when the stuff that comes through that can actually benefit them, they ignore. I think that's interesting. Anyway, adaptability. Ooh. Adaptability here, and then we have, interesting, Fools and Race transmuting pain. Newton's third law. You can't just destroy energy. It doesn't just disappear somehow, right? You have to do something with that energy that you're holding. It's just not possible to release without releasing. Like it's just not possible. And this person here, I feel, is struggling to do such. But with that adaptability here, they feel that they feel like you are very special, right? With that adaptability, but this is someone who's having a hard time adapting to a balanced person. And as a result, I feel like your connection with this person is going to be stagnant for quite a while. It depends how long this takes this person. Sometimes it can take years, right? For someone to figure this out. Sometimes it's faster. Depends how old you are, right? And how old they are. The more that we do stuff, right? The more esoteric knowledge we have, the faster we get through everything, right? That's the point. You know, it's like we don't necessarily remember what we went through, right, in all our lives. In fact, we don't really remember, period. But we do have the esoteric knowledge and the inner knowing to navigate these choppy waters. And this is someone who's having a really difficult time navigating where they are right now. Dream thief, yeah. They want you so bad, but they're still in that dream thief energy, right? They're still in their comfort zone. Okay, let's see. So let's put this here. Let's get some channel messages. Spirit, can you tell me, what does Cancer's person want to say to Cancer? What does Cancer's person want to say to Cancer? We have, I need to heal myself. No shit, we knew that. I do feel this person, what they think is healing them isn't really healing them. I feel like their focus seems to be on other things. It's probably like to avoid these things or avoid these topics or avoid these lessons as lessons. And it's like, I feel like this person tends to blame the people that they attract rather than actually accepting accountability, that they are attracted to people that are bringing this out, right? You know, all of us, you know, when we meet someone, we bring out the things that we have the same of, right? And this is someone where they're attracting people, specific connections that are very karmic-y in nature, and they are not accepting these as lessons that they need to be accepted as, right? And understanding that I have that in me. Turns out I'm just like my mama, and I gotta deal with that, just like my deity, right? Let me take you away. I do feel this person definitely wants to just like be with you, but that's just not going to happen, you know, without this person dealing with their stuff. Again, I feel as well, they have a strong attraction to you, Cancer, but it's like they're really attracted to these connections first, and that is what's going to keep happening. With that leap here, they see you as someone who's definitely moving forward faster than they are. You're probably healing faster, if I'm being honest with you. You're probably dealing with the stuff faster, but I do feel you are still quite defensive nonetheless. No matter how you swing it. The message is, don't be so defensive about this, right? Let the messages come in. Let the inner knowing activate, right? So you can start to heal the stuff that you need to heal. We have the Hierophant. Everyone has an opinion. Hierophant came through again, right? A wand. This person is trying to grow beyond the ancestral like hand-me-downs and, you know, limitations, right, that their families put on them. They're trying to outgrow that. They're also trying to strike out and be their own person. It's interesting. They definitely do not want to be like their parents, but I feel like they're actually having a really difficult time doing it. And that's kind of what they want to say. Like, I'm having a hard time. I feel like this is probably coming more from the higher self, because I feel like this person is more or less oblivious. Oblivious to the fact that they are more like them than they realize. And it's not that consciously they are. It's like the information that they're holding is, right? And that's something that they're having a difficult time seeing. So let's get some guidance, please, for Cancer. Home coming through. Let's see, we have follow the leader. The message here, I feel a lot of you may look at this person and want this person to make you feel safe. And the message here is to do it yourself, all right? Make yourself feel safe. You know, it's healing yourself as well. Anything that makes you feel unsafe, for one. Look at this. I did bring that up earlier with that caterpillar, like metamorphosis. That's what I was bringing up with this person. Anyway, the message here is that you are going through a massive metamorphosis right now, Cancer, right? It's telling you that you are stronger than you used to be, and you're going to be stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, but you do need to make sure you are healing the stuff that you need to heal. Some of you need to start taking control of your life and planting something new or hatching something new, and that is important. But I feel like it has to do with safety and security. It's not, I don't think that it's telling you that you're stuck in your comfort zone too much, though it's definitely going to be the case. I feel like it's telling you if you're looking for safety and love, right, or someone to make you feel safe, you need to start to heal that. Make yourself feel safe. right? And also safe to open up and safe to be your authentic self. I feel like some of you are struggling with that altogether. But with that talisman here, this is about crystallizing everything that you've learned and taking it with you. You know, it's about making sure that you don't leave anything unhealed, right, within yourself, okay? And then we have the sacred pool and the dragon slayer. This is interesting. Your guidance right now is to remind yourself why you're doing it all, right? Why do you try? Why do you push yourself forward, right? You know, you're doing it for your future, for yourself. Some of you may have used the wrong reason, right? And why you're doing everything, making sure that you are doing it for a reason that you will never quit. And that is for you, right? In my experience, I see people doing it for other people, other places, other things. That might work, right? But in my experience, what never fails is you doing what you're doing for yourself. And that is something that's coming through. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to thank you, Cancer, for being here, and take care. Don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And don't forget to like and take care. Bye. Hi, Leo. Welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be doing a reading all about your person's current feelings for you. I want to thank you all for being here. Please don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So let's see, Spirit. Leo energy in the cards. So what's happening between Leo and their person? What's happening between Leo and their person? We have Justice here. Interesting. You know, Justice, you know, it's you know, it's about balance, right? You know, I feel like both of you kind of feel like you have the upper hand, the King of Wands. Or you definitely think that you're right, or something like that. There's some kind of like fight for, I don't know, control or something. I don't know. Let's see, hold on. We gotta see. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So things are not going well here, but I feel like it actually has to do, maybe with karma, right? There could be a karmic situation, but I don't think that's just the message. I feel like it's like the inward version of the King of Wands. The King of Wands is upright, is passionate. It's a natural leader, right? Someone who's diplomatic, more or less, right? And I feel like in this reverse is like you have a situation between you and this person where neither of you are willing to budge on something. The Queen of Cups reverse. It just feels like it's that's the message. Okay, we have the Two of Pentacles, as well as the Three of Swords. And then we have the Eight of Wands here with the King of Cups. Okay, so I definitely feel what's happening between you and this person is that you both see the situation from your perspective, and there is a really difficulty seeing it from their perspective. And this is what's causing the most stagnation. I see two people who cannot meet in the middle. Does that make sense? Like, it's like, you can't come to terms, so you kind of can't be in each other's lives right now. So that's what's happening between you and this person. It's like, well, I can't show up the way they want, or vice versa, right? And there's this feeling here of, well, this isn't going to work right now. I feel like with that Eight of Wands and the King of Cups in its reverse, there's a lot of passion here, but there's also an unregulation of emotion too. Like, I think the situation gets you both hot, basically. It's like hot, it kind of feels like boiling water, I guess. You know, when you think about each other or when you're around each other, there's just that feeling of kind of being boiled, maybe boiled alive. I kind of want to say that. It's really what I want to say, but I feel like it has to do with this, right? You know, this inability to see their side, their perspective, and vice versa. And it's what's causing your situation to continuously stay in this limbo. I do feel things between you and this person are not in a good place. There's likely separation as well. With that Queen of Cups in its reverse, I think that you both are healing, right? On your own, like on your own side of the fence. Definitely not talking for the most part. Though some of you can be, but I don't think that that's, some of you could have communication, that's for sure, right? But I don't really think that that's, if it's gratifying. I don't see much communication here. In fact, I feel what I'm getting is that you're definitely, it's like you're kind of, both of you, what your mind is saying or what you're telling yourself, it's perpetuating the cycle as well. I don't know what your mind is saying exactly, Leo, and theirs, but that seems to be an issue. Like, there's something like that. Well, this is happening, or that's happening, or they did that, or something. I don't know. There's something like that, and it keeps perpetuating the very cycle that you want to be over. And it's interesting. I think it's them too, obviously, but I feel like it's you too. Definitely with that Two of Pentacles here, you're trying to get more balance, right? In the self. With that Three of Swords, you both are definitely trying to heal from this situation with this person. To the Ten of Cups here, there could be a karmic family in the mix for some of you. I don't know. I kind of feel like there's another person for some of you. It's not gonna be for everyone, but with that Ten of Cups there and that Empress can sometimes be the other woman, right? Or the man, right? It kind of feels like that for some of you. But I definitely say like that's what's happening between you and this person, is inability to see where the other's coming from, and also kind of holding on to anger is what's continuously cycling you through the same cycle, which is interesting. I feel like this cycle's awful, but you don't seem, it's like you haven't had enough just yet. You know, forgiveness and understanding is an understatement, right? But it's so many people, I feel, most people want to stay mad. Most people want to stay angry. And if you are angry and you're mad, then you don't have any, you know, it's like you have an excuse not to do anything or not to move or not to make change in your life. And I'm not saying towards them, but you get where I'm going with that, right? And it's like, I feel like that's what it's at play here. It's could be just them, but I think it's both of you for the most part. Both of you are stuck in an anger cycle right now. And you're not too happy about it, but you won't let go enough to end the anger cycle, which is interesting. It's an interesting energy to come through. So let's see. Can I get spirit? What are Leo's person's feelings for Leo? What are Leo's person's feelings for Leo right now? What are Leo's person's feelings for Leo? Let's see. We have the Hanged One, the Hangman in its reverse. It's this person it's like I'm seeing this person's head above water. They try not to think about how they feel. Two of Cups. I do feel things between you and this person are real jacked up. That's what it feels like to me. I just like, oh, this is interesting. The channel message I got was FBI's most wanted. I'm gonna leave it there, but it just felt like that for a moment. Like this person, I heard like cops and robbers. It was like that kind of thing. It was like, you know, it's kind of when I was really little. They had like the cop show on, right, on TV. It was like that. I know, so that's how they feel about you. But I don't know. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna leave it like that. But that's so crazy. Okay, so with the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Moon in its reverse. Can I get one more for how does this person currently feel? Ooh, there's too many, Spirit. One more time. How does this, okay. Whew, all right, so I'm not gonna take these two, but the Ten of Swords is what stood out to me the most. And then we have the Three of Pentacles in its reverse. They definitely are feeling the disharmony. I do feel this person doesn't want things between you and them to be where they are, but with the Ace of Pentacles and that Six of Wands here, they see you, I know, this feels like it's a slight against them. I don't think that was your, maybe it actually was, who the hell knows, honestly. When you're in distortions, you do crazy stuff, but they see you as someone who acts like they don't give a fuck about them and is willing to let go of them. And they're taking that very personally. Does this make sense? And this is something that they're having a hard time getting over. They see you as maybe getting over this connection easier. I do feel that's the case. However, it's not just that. You know, it's, I'll leave you if I need to, or, you know, I won't always be there. It's kind of like that message. It's like at least that's how they're taking it. I'm gonna leave it there. And this is something that they are having a really difficult time getting over, right? I don't know if you said that you'll always be there or they could always count on you. That seems to have been proven not to be true. But this is something that they are having a hard time swallowing. It kind of feel like this is someone who thought that you would be the person that they could rely on. And it's like now they know that they can't. And it's kind of like that. It feels like a sucker punch, I guess. It just, also this person feels like some regret to do with that, right, as well. I'm gonna leave it there because it kind of feels like there's like this like overwhelm of regret, like pulling on the stomach, right? That's where I saw it, the stomach itself. All right, so we have, okay, we'll get to that in a second. I do feel the Two of Cups and the Hangman, they are definitely seeing you kind of getting ahead of this connection faster than they are. With that Seven of Cups in its reverse here, they are very confused, right? This is someone where like, do they want me? Do they not want me? Some of you, I feel like with that Wheel of Fortune in its reverse, this person may have a hard time choosing between you and maybe a karmic or a karmic type situation, but I feel like for the most part, this person wonders, can this be fixed between you and them? They see you as someone who's kind of getting ahead and making ways through life easier than they are. With that Seven of Wands here and that Moon, they feel like you've given up. And you're kind of letting, it's like, I kind of, what I keep hearing is love them and leave them. That's what I see. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know why that's coming through, but that's what they feel about you. Like you love them, then you left them kind of thing. There's just this, I'm not saying this person could have very well left you, but it feels like this person thought that you would stay in the pain or stay stuck, and you didn't, like they did. And they're having a hard time with that. I don't know. It kind of feels like you said something like, I'll always be there, or I'll be there for you. I don't know. I actually don't know. And it's like, that's not the case. And though they may have been the reason why that's not the case, it's proven to be true nonetheless. With that 10 of Swords here as well, this person's stuck in some kind of dark night. And with that 10, it's like they are starting to see the lights. I'm seeing that gray coming through. They're starting to, like, starting to get better, but they're still stuck for the most part. But they see you as someone who's overcome things quite quickly. With that 3 of Pentacles and that Page of Pentacles, they definitely feel like you are stuck at how you see the situation, and you're unable to see or understand where they're coming from. I don't think that's false, because that's what I got already for what's happening in your connection, where both of you are kind of stuck with your own perspective, and you're not allowing enough room to see it from theirs. And it's both of you. I don't think it's just you, but it's both of you. I'm seeing that coming through here. That's how they feel about you, right? They feel like you're very fixated on how you see things, and you're unable, or you're not willing, right, to see it from their perspective. There definitely is disharmony between you and them. There may be a third party as well. I feel like I'm getting elements of that, but it's not a concise message. Okay, let's put this here. He's saying this deck. So Spirit, can you tell me, how does Leo's person currently feel about Leo? How does Leo's person currently feel about Leo? How does Leo's person currently feel about Leo? Let's see. Okay, so we have the Golden Palace. Interesting. They feel like you are enough for them, right? That you are, that they could be very satisfied with you. Satisfied for a long time, if not forever, with that Golden Palace. The Golden Palace does give you the energy of forever, but you get where I'm going with that, right? With that coming apart here as well, they feel the separation. And again, this person's been very fixated and focused on the separation, and the difference between how they approached separation versus how you did. It seems like you have recovered faster, or you are recovering faster than they are. They're not too happy about that. It's not a jealousy like, oh, I don't want them to recover. They should be helping me energy. I'm gonna leave it like that. I know it seems irrational, because it is. This person's in distortions, but I am feeling that really heavily. I keep getting that message. And then we have strength. They see you as very strong. Honestly, I saw the word that popped through was careful. They see you as very careful as well. I'm gonna leave it like that. I don't know why careful came through. And then we have moonlight. With that moonlight here, there's definitely a lot of romance here. They see romance. This person dreams about you, but I'm seeing romance. Like, they have fantasies of romance, fantasies of like coming togetherness is kind of what I want to say. It's like this is someone where they daydream about you often. All right, let's see. Let's get one more, and then we have commitment. Yeah, it's like that's. I don't know. That's what I feel. This person, it's like they dream about committing to you and having a commitment with you. What would that be like? With that ride the wave and that listening, I feel here as well. They see you as someone who's coasting through this, I feel, very brutal situation for them very easily. This is such a signifier of separation, because I feel like if this person could see the truth, they will know that you had a hard time yourself, just as hard, right? But it's like this person's been seeing you from maybe like pictures or something like that, or just assuming, and they see you, or assume you, or have been getting through this really easily, and they are struggling. I do feel with that listening here, they feel like you won't listen to their perspective, or you won't listen. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it like that. Can I get a clarifier on that listening? Coming together. I did feel that. Like they do dream about that. Oh, I know what I'm saying. I just got it. When they think about coming back together with you, the fears that come through with the moonlight is that you won't listen to what they have to say, or won't listen to their perspective. Again, this person finds you very rigid. It's the message, right? They find you very limited, right, in your perspective, and there's a bit of trigger there, right? I do feel I'm sure that you have your reasons and vice versa, but that is that we can do anything, right? And putting yourself in somebody else's shoes is not impossible. Nor should that, you know, that make you wait or something like that. Obviously not. No one should be waiting, but you know what I mean. Like, this is someone who feels like you can't do that, or yet you won't. I'm gonna leave it there. But they worry that if you were to come together, that you won't listen to what they have to say, or listen to their perspective, or understand where they're coming from. I feel like that's I feel like that in and of itself is limited, isn't it? But then again, maybe they're pulling that from actual interactions that you've had with each other, right? Where you weren't willing to be open or something, and or something like that. I'm gonna leave it like that. Like that. All right, let's see. Let's see. Can I get what does this person want to say to Leo? I've lost everything. It kind of feels like this came out reversed, so I'm gonna take it like that. I do feel they weren't willing to lose something to have you. I don't know what this is referring to exactly. It could be a way of life, right? Probably work for some of them. I don't know. It could be this need to be right as well. Let's make fireworks. I do feel this connection between you and them isn't like as pleasant yet as it can be, because of all the triggering and stuff that happened. I can't make a move towards you right now. I do feel that's more of I won't make a move towards you. This person's very scared about making a move towards you. There's this feeling here where you may not feel the same, or you do not want them anymore. They definitely want to talk, but I feel like this person may chicken out of talking to you, even if you were to reach out to them. Can I get a clarifier? Will this person reach out to Leo? I didn't feel the need to do that for anyone else's time, but yours I'm going to do it for. We have a time for a new path with they made me do it. This person, they know that they have to make change in their life, but they are still being controlled by other people, places, things that they think matter, right? And, you know, so many people have false idols, do they not? All the time, everyone has these false idols, like caring about what other people think, or caring about, I don't know, crazy stuff that really doesn't matter, right? You know, it's like when you're on your deathbed, you'll get the perspective, but not until then kind of thing. And this person's still in that. Interesting. So let's get some guidance for you. Can I get the guidance, please, for Leo? What is the guidance for Leo, Spirit? The guidance for Leo. What is the guidance for Leo? What is your guidance for Leo? Let's see. We have repairing the veil, forgiveness. Interesting. Your guidance is right now is to focus on forgiving. It's like live and let live and learn. I feel live and let live is the phrasing I got the most, right? I feel like a lot of you are having a hard time that this person is making choices, like the choices that they're making, they're definitely failing to embody unconditional love, and right? You know, but I feel like most of you are having a hard time with this person's choices, which is what's making you maybe like hot underneath the collar. Is that what people say? I think it is, right? And I feel like that's something that you do need to work on, is forgiving this person for who they are rather than who you want them to be. Very difficult to do, by the way, especially when you're in your energy that you are in. But that is important, to embody unconditional love, because this is going to help you move out of stagnation. To love someone unconditionally is to love them and it not cause us pain, right? That's the point. And anything less than that will always cause you pain. Love will be pain, right? With conditional based love. It always is. Real painful stuff, by the way. And I feel like that's what you need to focus more of your energy on, in learning to embody. But I feel like it has to do specifically at this point in time, this person's choices. They seem to be something that you're having a hard time with. With that divine matrix, in that first best beginner's mind, I do feel you forgiving this person is going to allow you to start to manifest and head in a new direction. You're going to be able to initiate this new direction. But like I said, I think I said it earlier, when you're mad, you have a reason not to move. And I feel like that's something that you're having a hard time letting go of because of that fact. I feel like, you know, even if you're not consciously understanding that, you unconsciously or subconsciously know that if you were to forgive, you'd let go. And to let go means you'd have to move forward in your life, and you may not want to. We also have Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation, and the Unmarked Trail. I am seeing there's a brand new path opening up for you, but you have to learn to accept things as they are, and this person as they are, and love them anyway, not wait or something like that, but you get where I'm going with that. Love them anyway, and that's tricky. Tricky. It took me a long time. It's going to take you a long time, and it's worth it. right? Maybe you'll make it in this life, maybe you'll make it in the next one, but you will get there. All right, so I hope that helped, Leo. I want to thank you all for being here. Don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Don't forget to like and take care. Bye, Leo. Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be doing a reading all about your person's current feelings for you. I hope you're doing well. I want to thank you all for being here. So let's see, Spirit. What's happening between Virgo and their person? And don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What's happening between Virgo and their person? Let's see. What's happening between Virgo? Okay, we have the love. I actually want to take this one first, the Hermit. The Lovers reversed. I am definitely seeing separation between you and this person. I do feel there's isolation here as well. Some of you may have got blocked by this person or blocked this person. This could be someone for a lot of you haven't seen in quite some time. The Five of Pentacles, yeah, definitely separation here. There's a lot left. How to phrase this? Like, you both want a lot more than what you're getting for this connection currently. This connection can have so much. Yeah, there it is. Right, this connection can have so much more, and you have so little, and it's kind of frustrating. I think it's frustrating both of you as well, right? It's like there could be so much here, and there's nothing, or there's way less than what there should be, and there's this feeling here where I should have more, there should be more, I want more kind of thing. So let's see. Ooh. We have the Six of Cups reversed, as well as the Page of Cups upright. And bottom is going to be the Five of Swords. So I definitely feel separation between you and this person. There was some kind of fight here, or some kind of ending here between you and this person that never quite got wrapped up. It does feel like that's the icebreaker, right? And icebreakers, if you think about it, when you're going to school for like the first day, there's always these icebreakers and you're all nervous about doing it, and then you do it and it was like, that was nothing. That's this feeling. Whereas like both of you kind of think that this icebreaker you need to have is going to be a lot bigger than it really is. In fact, it's been defrosting for quite some time. It's going to be nothing, right? It's going to be so easy. But since you haven't done it, there's this feeling here of worry, anxiousness, concern, right? It's like concern over nothing. Like, it's like false evidence appearing real, right? It's the fear, right? Fear, and it's not, it's unfounded, actually. And I know that maybe I do legit at one point it was definitely, founded, right? Now it's unfounded. There's no, I feel like you can't, I know that you may, it's like, it's just the ice, right? It's just, once you crack that ice, you're going to understand that this connection has been a lot more ready than not ready for quite some time. And I do feel your connection is more ready to be fixed. But again, you have not, there was a fight here that you never finished. You never resolved. And as a result, well, here we are, right? I do feel with that Six of Cups as well, and it's reverse, both of you want to get back what was lost. In fact, you're ready to start it again. I feel like one of you may text the other. Can I get a clarifier? The Eight of Pentacles reversed. I want to keep it like that. The Eight of Pentacles reversed tells me maybe not, but there is a strong desire, there's a strong hope that the other will text the other. And that's kind of where you and this person are right now. Both of you want the other one to make the first move rather than you, and vice versa. And that's most people's issue, is it not? Right? So many people want something in their life, but they don't do anything to get it. And I feel like that's what's at play here between you and this person. And there is a mutual desire to come back in each other's lives, a mutual attraction, and a strong it's like I feel like oh god, sorry, that I gotta channel the word, and it flew through my mind. It was more of a whisper. Hold on. It's like I feel like you both will be mutually stimulated by this, and you both want it. Like, I feel like it's like, it honestly kind of feels like excitement or adventure, right? It just feels like this would spice up, right, both of your lives, and you both want it. But again, there's just that fight here. That fight that never got resolved, never got fixed, never got rectified. And as a result, you're stuck in this limbo thinking that this situation is a lot harder to fix than it really is. It doesn't feel like that's actually the case. In fact, it's ready. But no one's doing anything about it. So I wonder what this person's feelings are for you, Virgo. So Virgo, Spirit, what is Virgo's person's feelings for Virgo? What are Virgo's person's feelings for Virgo? What are Virgo's person's feelings for Virgo? We have the Ace of Wands reversed. Okay. It's like this false start. I don't. We have the Hierophant here. I do feel this person looks at what happened between you and them and wonders if it would ever be different. There is this feeling here of wanting things to be different, right? They want a new beginning. I do feel this person wonders if they were to reach out or something like that, if it would create the change that they're hoping for. With that Nine of Swords here, I feel like this person dreams about you. There's definitely like thoughts of you that fly through this person's mind. The Six of Wands reversed. Can I get one more, Spirit? One more, please, for Virgo. We have the Nine of Wands reversed and the Sun. So what I'm getting here specifically is this person's life hasn't been the same without you in it. There's this feeling here of knowing what was great, even though it was quite, I mean, I feel like your connection was always lacking, right? In the sense like you both, neither one of you was satisfied with what was. However, it was a lot more than what you both currently have without each other. And there is this feeling here of, I know that felt amazing. I know that that felt great. And I want that in my life. However, I do wonder if I'll ever get it. There's this feeling here of loss, right? Of a lot of loss. And it's funny, this is such an odd thing, I have to say it, but I feel like you being in this person's life was actually really triggering, and they didn't like that very much, but it's like I take that over what I currently have any day of the week, and there's just that feeling coming through. Anyway, it's just like, it's that kind of feeling where I would take that, even though that had its fallout, right? But it was worth it. And I feel like this person also wants you to know that being around you, meeting you, all the pain that came with that was worth it in the end. And they have had a lot of growth in their life. I do feel with that Nine of Cups here, this person sees you as a dream come true, wish come true. And in more ways than one. It's not like you are like the only one out there kind of thing. Not saying that that's not what they're thinking, but it's more like I got a lot out of this connection, even if I didn't get them. I hope that makes sense, Virgo. It's like I got a lot from this connection. I learned so much from this connection. This connection means so much more to me than just a regular connection. It taught me so much more than that. And there's this feeling here of gratitude and appreciation over you, right? Even if they don't have you. And it's not like it's a consolation prize. It's not. This was worth big bucks. And that's what they kind of want to, that's how they see you. They see you as, honestly, like the gift that keeps on giving kind of thing. And that's something that is just sticking, all right? With that Six of Wands here, they definitely feel getting this connection back is likely not going to happen. There is this feeling here of it's probably gone. You know, at least I got that, right? Better than a consolation prize, but it's like I wish I had both. And there's this feeling here of wondering and not believing, but wondering if it would ever come back together. There's this feeling here of loss. With that Nine of Wands and its reversed here, Virgo, I feel like with that Nine of Wands and its reversed, is this person is kind of surrendering, but they may feel like you are. Can I get a clarifier who is doing it? Okay. Seven of Pentacles reversed. All right. They feel like they're wasting their time hoping that this will come back together because they feel like you have already surrendered and let go of it. In fact, you're probably have moved on, like you know, you probably don't think about them, right? And this is someone who thinks about you and doesn't think that you think about them. And they feel like it's a waste of time to hope for or wait or even give it, I don't know, maybe even like think about it in a more of a fantasy kind of way. Like it's a waste of time to even think about that because this connection is probably never going to ever come back together ever kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting here. With the World, again, this person thinks the world of you. And in fact, you've shaped this person's world in more ways than this person, you know, can say. I'm getting that Aquarius energy. They've reinvented themselves. I think that's Aquarius. I'm gonna leave it there. That's what I would assume Aquarius looks like. I don't know. But there's this feeling here of reinvention that they've gone through, and it's because of you. With that Sun in its reverse, it's like, sure, the sun's out, but it's not shining, right? It's just that's interesting. Very interesting. All these readings have been really crazy. Okay, so let's get some more. Spirit, tell me, how does Virgo's person currently feel about Virgo? How does Virgo's person currently feel about Virgo? How does Virgo's person currently feel about Virgo? We have Woodwife's adaptability. I do feel this person, if you are willing to work with them, they would totally be interested in this. They are hoping that things between you and them are somehow get fated to be back together. But they do, this is someone who barely gives themselves the chance to embrace that. A lot of people want fate or something else to take control of their life rather than actually taking control of themselves. And this is something that you see everywhere, right? Everyone, it's like it's programming within the self, right? I feel like a lot of us would have had religious lives in the past, right? Where, God's doing this, fate's doing this, you know what I mean? And it's like, you're in the driver's seat, baby, right? You gotta start taking control of your life. And sure, somehow it could just work out, but you can dramatically increase your chances of you having an opportunity if you just took some fucking action. And this is someone where I feel they're kind of not doing that. Lost compass, getting back to integrity. Again, they feel a little bit lost without you. It's like their life was better with you in it. Although it had its fallout, all right? We have Dream Thief, Refusal of the Call. Look at that one. This is about staying in your comfort zone. But I think like they think that about you too, by the way. That's what this feels like to me. So that's what I felt with the Nine of Wands, where it's like they assume that you are just hoping that fate takes the wheel here. It's like they carry Underwood song, Jesus, take the wheel. Girl, you gotta, you want to survive that, you take the wheel. And this is something that I feel they think that about you as well. Like you're doing it, right? You are assuming that something else is going to take control of your life and get you two back together, but it has to be one of you. I mean, I guess somehow that could happen, right? But you can, you do you, and people can do themselves, right? We have the power of community. They miss your friendship. And again, I just realized that the Aquarius energy is all about friendship. They feel like you're a really good friend, and they miss your company. We also have overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. Again, it's like, though at the time, it was kind of overwhelming, this connection. It's like I would take that overwhelm over this blasé life any day of the week. And that's something that they really, it's like, I think like at the time, this person was overwhelmed with kind of like this scarcity, like trigger-ish energy, as well as that Ten of Cups, right? It was a mix. It was a really hefty toll, right? But there was real lovely energy, lovely love, right? It was pretty damn overwhelming, and that's how they feel about you. It's like you kind of bring it all. It's like you bring everything. You don't just bring one thing. Your energy doesn't just move into one area of life. It moves into all of them, and they love that now, but they did not appreciate that then. I do feel with that jewel web connectivity, they feel very connected to you. I do feel they are hoping that somehow this works out. There's this feeling here of, I don't normally get this with this connectivity, but it's like text messaging. I'm gonna leave it there. I swear I feel like text messaging. It's like they may want to text you. Maybe you are texting for some of you. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave that there. Anyway, it's not gonna be for everyone. I don't feel like most of you are texting. In fact, I feel like you are definitely separate for most of you, but maybe not. So let's see. Let's get some channel messages. So Spirit, can you tell me Virgo energy? So what does Virgo's person want to say to Virgo? What does Virgo's person want to say to Virgo? Lust. Ooh, they do have some really lusty lust energy. And some of you may not have ever had sex with this person. And there is this feeling here of, I wanted to do that. All right, I wanted to do that. Again, it's not just lust. It's obviously love and lust. I do feel with that Ace of Cups here, their love for you is pretty infinite, right? It's kind of like I'm seeing like a spring well or something. I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's like where water keeps gushing out. It is what it is. Something like that. That's how their love is for you. Just gushes and gushes out. It's like, it doesn't have an end. We also, this came out reverse. I'm coming and it's reverse. They're hoping that you are. Yeah. But I feel like they truly believe that you're not. Again, this is funny. This person does want to talk. I am seeing that. They want to communicate. They want to they want to, break that ice, but I do feel that things between you and this person, it's not as scary as it may have once appeared, but it doesn't matter. It feels like you and this person, neither one of you is doing anything to bring this connection back together. Both of you could very well be hoping that something else takes the wheel. you'll probably be stuck in this cycle for years until one of you figures it out, right? But again, it's all about us taking control of our life. That's why you have free will, right? You know, random a chance, right, can maybe do it, but in reality, it's all about us taking the inspired action that we feel the need to take. But you do you. With that, I wonder if I'm strong enough. I feel like this person here as well, Virgo, it's like, it's interesting. They wonder if they're strong enough to wait for you. I think that's crazy. Anyway, you're too beautiful for words. They see you, and again, it is love. There's also a strong sexual attraction here. I'm scared to face you came out, the Page of Cups. But it's funny, I just realized that could be. I was wondering why I got that. It could be because both of you are scared to face. Again, that's what I started off with, right? The icebreaker itself, the anxiousness, the reticence, right? It's coming from a fear. That's funny. Definitely love there too. It's interesting. But this person does see you as very beautiful. Sees you as very abundant in like all its forms, right? Because you bring out everything, right? And that's, at first that was overwhelming and triggering, and now it's like, I take that. You know, it's like it was an explosion of flavors. That's what I heard. Explosion of flavors. And very interesting. So let's see, Spirit. Can I get the guidance, please, for Virgo? Guidance for Virgo. Guidance for Virgo. What is your guidance for Virgo? Midhaven, Pinnacle. I feel like the message here is that you've made a lot more progress than you realize. Dignified strength. I know that sometimes when we're healing, when we're doing our work, you know, sometimes we get hit with the stuff that we thought we healed, and it comes back again, right? And the message here is that you need to just keep at it, right? I remember when I first started healing, it was really annoying, actually. There was some stuff that just kept coming back over and over and over again. And I was like, I thought I dealt with you. Why are you back? And it's because it's like a floor by floor process, right? As we're, you know, it's like if you have like self-limiting thoughts that tell you you're not good enough, that takes, if you've had them all your life and they're very deep, it takes a long time for you to finally get rid of all of it completely. And I feel like some of you are working on yourself, but there's stuff that keeps repeating and keeps coming back. You may want to dismiss it. Do not. You need to face it. But I feel like it's that reminder that you have made progress. You've made more progress than you realize. In fact, you're a lot closer to your goal than away from it. All right. With that moon Kuli, right, roots, and that Pluto, that rebirth, the message here is that what you're doing right now is building a strong foundation so that you can actually stand tall, right? It's a step by step. You know, think of how plants grow. They grow one cell at a time, right? You cannot rush that process. And I feel like you're healing, and you feel like you should be healing faster, or maybe you are getting honestly, like repeats of the same thing, flashes or something like that. Face it. You will get through it. But I feel like with that Pluto, I'm seeing emotional wounds specifically with your Pluto. And then we have the 11th house. 11th house, it's funny, that was a focus actually, wasn't it? With that world here. You are going through a reinvention, and all that stuff takes time. Oh my God, Aquarius energy. That's funny. That's funny. Anyway, with that Aquarius energy, that collaborate, I feel like the message here as well, the guidance is definitely maybe find like-minded individuals. Also look at your friend group and see which where you can trim that fat. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I want to thank you, Virgo, for being here. Don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and like my video, and take care. Bye, Virgo. Hi Libra, welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be doing a reading all about your person's current feelings for you. I want to thank you all for being here. Don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It does matter. So let's see, Spirit, what's happening between Libra and their person? Let's see, what's happening between Libra and their person? What's happening between Libra and their person? I got like a smile on my face, the Ace of Pentacles. I don't know why I just got that, but I just did, okay? Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. Some of you may have had a fresh start with this person. Let's see. We have the Ace of Wands. I don't know why I got that smile. I got that lovely energy. My heart feels like it's full or it's fluttering, kind of thing. Let's see. We have the Hierophant. Okay. See, let me grab all the cards before I just jump the gun. We have the Two of Wands, one path, okay. And then we have the High Priestess. Oh, I know I get what it's saying. All right, the Three of Pentacles. Okay. This is very interesting. It's very, 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 very interesting. So there is silence between you and this person, yet there is a lot of hope that the silence will end soon. Some of you are going to be making a move towards your person, or your person is going to be making a move towards you. There is a feeling here of knowing that it's going to work out. I don't know. There's an excitement. It's like, I'm not worried about this too much. I'm not scared about this too much. In fact, I'm more or less, I don't know, I feel good about it kind of thing. I don't know how to phrase that. But I do feel with that High Priestess in its reverse, there's definitely silence. Can I get a clarifier on that? Yes, the Nine of Pentacles reverse. I also feel one of you feels like you're not good enough for the other as well. I'll leave it there. But there is this feeling here of self-worth and insecurities that's coming to my mind. I'm getting second house specifically. But I do feel that you and this person want a new start, want a new beginning, want something substantial here. There is a feeling here of hoping, right, that fate would have fixed this or something like that. Or people say universe now, or God. What is the new one that people are now just screaming, right? Divine orchestration. There was a hope that would have happened, but it didn't. So there's this feeling here of somebody taking action now. Someone's learned from that past as well. A lot of us go through these cycles where we hope that universe is going to do something. Then we realize, oh shit, turns out I have free will for a reason. And I feel like someone's going to be using that. I don't know who is going to be taking action, but I do feel someone's going to be. There is a strong desire for a reunion with each other. To rekindle a friendship or something more significant. With this Two of Wands in its reverse, someone's made up their mind. Who is this? The Nine of Pentacles. I don't know. Nine of Pentacles came out again. I don't know who this is, but the person that's probably dealing with the most insecurity. I'll leave it there. The one who's struggling with maybe financially as well. But I feel like that's the person that's decided to make a move towards the other. But I do feel one of you has decided to make a move towards the other, and it's kind of interesting. I think it's very interesting to come through. With the Hierophant, Hierophant being here, I do feel both of you have learned a lot from the situation. But the Hierophant's like a very stuck, rigid, like restricted, right, energy, and I feel like that's what's been happening. Someone wants to be free of that, because I'm seeing that passion here, right? The Two of Wands has that passion and that virtue in the corner. Someone wants to just, someone wants to be free of this. I don't know who this is exactly, but you take this how it resonates, but someone absolutely wants to be free of whatever this is and wants to have something that's more inspiring and more, I want to say useful. Elixir is the word. I don't know. Is it elixir the word I'm getting? Spirit guide. I don't know what I'm getting. Is it elixir or something like that? But it just, someone's looking for more juice. Someone's looking for more excitement, adventure, passion. I don't know, optimism. Like it's something like that. And then they're also tired of what's been happening. What's been happening in this connection? The Magician in its upright. It's interesting. The Magician in its upright. I feel like both of you have had a strong desire to want to talk to each other, but what I'm getting with that Magician is the infinity symbol. It's like things have been stuck in a loop, right? They've been stuck in a loop and they haven't been moving. With the Page of Swords here in its reverse, it's like you haven't been talking. Both of you have wanted to talk, right? But neither of you have talked, and I think that's interesting. Some of you may have, this may have happened already, right? The new beginning may have happened, but because it's at the beginning. But I think that's what you've been wanting, and someone's finally making up their mind to see if this can actually happen. It's kind of like it's a lofty dream that someone's trying to ground into physical reality, right? Interesting. I think that's very interesting. All right, so let's see, Spirit, can you tell me, what are Libra's person's feelings for Libra? What are Libra's person's feelings for Libra? What are Libra's person's feelings for Libra? We have the King of Wands. Interesting. It's like this person sees you as the kind of person that they want to chase after, right? This is someone who's been trying to make a move towards you for a while. I do feel there is love here, but they see you as someone who has a lot of love and they want you in their life. There is this feeling here of hoping that you are waiting. The King of Swords, interesting. That's interesting. They want to talk. They want to talk. They have the Hermit. Okay. Let's get some more Spirit. The Ace of Cups here. You know, it's interesting because it's going right out in that Two of Wands. It's like, it feels like your indecision, right, for your connection, both of you, has led to a non-start here, right? It's just like, nothing seems to be moving, but it feels like someone, who the hell is this? Someone is finally deciding to make a move towards the other, and that is what's gonna start everything. The Six of Cups in its reverse. Interesting. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles came out anyway. It's funny. Okay, so this person is definitely thinking about making a move towards you, Libra, or you're thinking about making a move towards them. I think they're coming towards you, but you can reverse it if you know it's you going to make the first move or make a move. I do feel with that King of Swords here, there's a strong desire to talk. You know, I feel like there has been a lot of soul searching here, right? There's been a lot of ruminating. Thinking, right? Planning, hoping, wishing. And someone's finally decided that, you know what? I'm going to shoot my shot and I'm going to make the move. I feel like it's going to be them, but you can, if it's going to be you, you know it's going to be you. There is this feeling here, with the Knight of Pentacles, of seeing you, right, as very abundant, as very beautiful. Definitely, there's some kind of eloquence. I don't know why I've been getting like the oddest words lately. Anyway, there's like eloquence. Like I see you as someone who's very elegant. You may dress nice. You may put a lot of energy and time into how you dress, Libra, or something like that. I'm gonna leave it there. But it feels like, you know, they see you as someone who is more well dressed than not. But again, it's like, there is this feeling here of, I want to see if this hope, this dream, this fantasy that I have, it can be brought into physical reality. If not, then I'm okay with that. There is this feeling here of resigning. When it, like, I feel like maybe rejection may have stagnated this connection for a while. A lot of people like, that's why people like fate, right? They like that, you know, people love to listen to that. They love to hear that. Oh, fate's gonna do this, universe is gonna do this, right? Because people love to just give away their power, right? When in fact, all of us have free will for a reason, so that we can use our free will to make the choices that we want for our life. Doesn't mean we have control over other people's free will, of course not, but we do have control over ourselves. And I feel here with that Wheel of Fortune, maybe both of you, but definitely them. Probably, I'm honestly feeling like it's probably both of these wanted something else to, you know, shoot that shot essentially, or you know, line things up for you without you having to lift a finger. But someone is finally decided that I'm gonna do it, and I feel like it's going to be them, unless it's you. So leave it like, I would leave it like that. But I'm not getting a clarity on who it is. Normally I would have it you, them, you. Didn't get that. That's why I kept drawing the cards because I needed to get the full picture. But you get where I'm going with this. With that Six of Cups in its reverse, there's a lot of sweet memories that they have towards you. I feel like this is places specifically. I don't know why I'm getting that like that, but places that you've gone to, there are a lot of sweet memories there, a lot of sweet feelings, and a lot of appreciation for you. And there is this like lovely energy to come through. I do feel, with that Three of Wands here, you've expanded this person. You've created a really big perspective shift for them. And you may have also started them on a brand new cycle, right? And there's a lot of appreciation about that. And there's a lot of love here as well. There's a lot of potential here. But none of it's been coming into physical creation for a while. And the reason for this, Libra, is no one's taken any action, and that is about to change. I just think that's crazy. It just feels like it's probably been stuck for a while. Mostly, I never see anyone taking action until they're stuck in a cycle for years, and then they finally get up and do it. So someone here is about to be taking action. I think that's very interesting. So let's see, Spirit, can you tell me, how does Libra's person feel about Libra? How does Libra's person feel about Libra? We have deep freeze. Yeah, we knew that. I do feel things between you and this person have been frozen for quite some time. Seasons, actually, right? We have commitment. So this person is very committed to walking into that dragon's lair, even though they are very scared about doing it. And that's what I've been picking up on. It's so funny. And it's a dragon's lair, right? This is why everyone wants fate, God, universe, divine orchestration. None of these things actually have the kind of power that we think they do, right? And over us, but we all want it. We love the idea, right? If you're, you know, in reality, if you really love an idea, and you know, it's likely it's that in and of itself to give you some red flags, but it just feels like that, right? So it just sounded like a nice little story to tell, right? The universe is gonna set this up for me. I don't have to do anything. Someone's been saying that for quite some time, right? And guess what? Nothing happened. Nothing was going to happen, and now all of a sudden something's going to happen because someone's gonna make a choice, right? You make one choice to make a phone call. You can figure this all out, right? And that is what's been missing. Someone's like, honestly, like, why would you want universe to try to, even if it could, right? Why would you want universe to work all its magic when you can just make a phone call, right? It just don't make sense, but people love it. But whoever, one of you here has decided that you are more committed to your dreams than you are your comfort zone. Wizard of Awareness is about knowing that you have to take action and not doing it, right? It's like sitting there hoping that the other person does it. This person is now going to be taking action towards you. Interesting. Wishing well, there it is, right? And that's actually it, isn't it? I wish from everything, and then I don't have anything because I'm hoping that they rescue me, and you're hoping you rescue them, or yeah. You're both hoping to rescue each other, essentially, right? That's why everyone loves it, right? Universe, God, fate. Everyone loves it because they want to be saved, essentially. And then we have making a choice. So funny. And with this one choice someone makes, like probably a phone call, right? Maybe a text message, I don't know. It's what brings your situation to life just like that. An interesting thing enough about this is that that's all it took. Wasn't it? It's all it's going to take. Ghost lands. I do feel someone wants to leave this, I don't know, cycle that you've been having with each other in the past, so that you can actually have a situation that is life, right? It's kind of like, this is like zombie, right? Zombie, ghosty, kind of like Casper, right? And this is real life. Both of you, again, physical creation comes to my mind. Whew, wow, okay. I do feel someone's making a choice. Someone's made it already with that Two of Wands. I knew I felt that. What choices they're making? Interesting. Striking out on their own. Someone can be taking the lead right there. But with that goblins here, the thing that's been keeping someone from making this choice is the shadowy parts, the self-limiting thoughts, the concepts, the information, right? The heaviness and burdens that we hold within ourselves that tell us that we can't have it. This is why people love the idea of fate. That's why I love it. It's the most amazing thing, is it not? Because you're not healing yourself. You're not able to take control of your own life. So you love that something else is going to do it for you, and then nothing happens, and you have to figure out, oh, I have to do it. Yeah, someone just figured this out. Who? I wonder. But that is some real interesting figuring stuff out right there. All right. Whew. Wow. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, Libra, but hello, that was very interesting. All right, Spirit, can you tell me? Can I get I feel like this person as well had hoped that you would make the choice for them, right? By taking action towards them, but it doesn't feel like you're doing it either. And it feels like you both could be stuck in the same limbo. This could still stay a little bit longer, by the way, as well. Like, I don't know how fast this will take. In my experience, people take maybe 5 to 6 cycles, right? Cycles are about 6 months. 6 months, 6 to 7 months, right? People spend about 5 to 6 cycles before they finally get it together, and they realize that, oh, I have to do something, right? People love to do that, but once you figure out that one time, then you're usually golden. But I feel like that's probably, if you haven't had a 5 to 6 cycle thing, you probably are going to be waiting a little bit longer. But I do feel it just could change just like that by making a phone call, and no one's done it. I'm not saying that you should, but it's what's kind of kept you both a little bit stuck right now, or the situation anyway, stuck. So let's see. We have the 10th house. It's almost going to be coming to taking action, right, with that 10th house. There is a feeling here of wondering if they're strong enough. I do feel this person wants, again, I'm having to say someone, which I think is very interesting. Normally I say them, you, them, whatever the case is, but I'm having a hard time narrowing who's who, so I'll leave it like that. That there's a reason for that, obviously. We have gestation period. Again, you've been stuck for quite some time. This person and you have not made any progress for a while, right? You've not made much progress for a while, and someone's decided that they want that progress now. I need time to heal myself. That's interesting. I do feel this person has done a lot of work internally, and vice versa, for that matter. You would have had no choice because you had so much time to kill, right? But I do feel with that need time to heal myself, that may have been what someone was using as a scapegoat, right? And why they couldn't take action. We have blood is thicker than water. You know, this could be there could be a loyalty issue here of maybe friends, family, or to places or things. And we have I will never let go. So this person wants to tell you, Libra, that they've never let go of you, that they've never released the situation, or not fully anyway. This person wants to say that they have deep feelings for you. I do feel there is a feeling here of wondering whether this gestation period is going to end. Yeah, there's a feeling here of it's probably not. With that fifth house here, I do feel there could have been drama that's keeping you two apart. I'll leave it there. It's not gonna be for everyone, but this person does have a fear here, right? Or wonder if the situation is ever going to change or evolve, even though they haven't let go. There's a feeling here of wondering if that's practical at this point. With that fourth house, somebody uses this person could be in another connection with that fourth house here. But I feel like this actually has to apply. This applies to you. It's like this person, when they see themselves with someone else, they see themselves with you. And they've never let go of that idea, that fantasy. Again, oh, yes, I forgot I said that. It's like they want to bring this dream, this fantasy, into physical creation, or at least attempt to do it, right? If it can't, it can't. And there's a level of like accepting that I might get a rejection here as well, right? But maybe I won't. And that's kind of what's propelling someone forward right now. Maybe I won't. And even if I don't, at least I know. And that is everything. Wow. Well, wow, hello. So let's see. Let's get your guidance now. Can I get the guidance, please, for Libra? Guidance for Libra. What is your guidance for Libra? Let's see. We have surrender. That's interesting. We have closing door completion. I feel the message here is that you may be wondering about what to do next, where to go, what to pursue. And the reason why you are struggling to figure that out is because you need to learn to surrender people, places, things from your life that don't serve you anymore. You know, if you don't have room, right, in your life, then you won't get ideas for other stuff, right? All of us have to learn to close out cycles. And I feel like these are karmic cycles to people, places, things, so that you can actually have room in your life for bigger, better things. It's your choice to make, right? Whether or not you do this, you know, you do you. But the message here is to truly understand that unless this closes out, whatever this is referring to, so I assume you know what this is, unless this closes out, you're not going to have better. And we have, again, this is all about cause and effect, right? Peace of plenty choices and their consequences. Your choices or lack thereof are leading to consequences that are keeping bigger things from your life. And understanding that your choices matter. I do feel you need to detox yourself. I don't know what this is referring to exactly. But again, I feel like it's people, places, and things that are holding you back. And until you release this, until you surrender, until you let go of it, it's going to keep playing or keep having a really big impact on your life, and not in a good way. We have, yeah, because you need opportunity. It feel like it's something new that you may want, but you have too much stuff in your life to get it. And it's about releasing what doesn't serve you. So this could very well be like, let's say you want an idea of a new business, right? And you watch too much TV. So, well, how are you going to get this idea, right? You need to open up that channel, right? You need to, and I don't mean like a TV channel. You need to open up that channel inside of you, right? To receive the message, to receive the inspiration, right? You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like something like that is at play here. So I'll leave it like that. It's not going to be a job for most of you, but you get where I'm going with that, right? Anyway, I'm going to thank you, Libra, for being here. Don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Sorry I couldn't pinpoint who's who, but it just is a messy reading. It is what it is. And yeah, don't forget to like and take care. Bye, Libra. Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be doing a reading all about your person's current feelings for you. I hope you're doing well. I want to thank you all for being here. Don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It does matter. So let's see one more time for Scorpio. Let's see, Spirit, can you tell me what does Scorpio, or what's happening between Scorpio and their person? What's happening between Scorpio and their person? We have the High Priestess. I definitely feel like there's a lot more happening here. Some of you could be in each other's lives. I'm not let me get that, but what I got as like a message is that you may work together, or maybe you did. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it there. But I saw like this energy, like where it's like no one knows that you two had a thing or something like that. but you did, right? That's, I'm gonna leave it there. That's not gonna be for everyone. That's not gonna be for everyone. Okay. We have the High Priestess, the Seven of Wands reversed, the Ace of Wands upright. What's happening in this connection right now? We have the Tower. Okay. We have Tower, Death came out. Can I get one last one, Spirit? One last one between Scorpio and their person. What's happening in this connection between Scorpio and their person? Let's see. What's happening in this connection between Scorpio and their person? Okay. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and Baal's going to be the Queen of Cups. Okay. Sorry, I just want to make sure these are nice and neat for all of you. Okay. I do feel things between you and this person kind of ended abruptly. I feel like there was a thing between you and this person that wasn't really official. And some of you, there could be a third party here. I'm not getting that a lot, but I definitely feel like there were people who were either you were concerned about whispering about you or were actually whispering about you. There is a feeling here of kind of keeping what you two shared behind the scenes to yourselves, and it came tumbling down and it ended, and I don't think it was as a result of you hiding it or something or keeping it a secret, but it made it easier, I suppose. I do feel things between you and this person ended abruptly. It was growing until it wasn't. It's interesting because there was a lot of potential here, a lot of spark here, definitely a strong physical attraction between you and this person. And it ended really bad, and it ended kind of like insanely. It feels like you both were working with fire, and you didn't realize how devastating fire is, and that shit burned. All right, that's what it feels like to me, and it's like you kind of learned that lesson a little bit. It's like, you know, when you're young and you're just like playing around with something that's really dangerous, but because you've never seen it literally be like a danger, you don't really grasp how dangerous it is. There's like that kind of feeling here, right? Where this connection was very volatile. In fact, it could have easily exploded at any time, any day of the week, right? And you kind of, neither of you really understood just how easily or how flammable this shit was. And it hit kind of abruptly, and it ended really badly, and it ended, and it didn't start again kind of thing. It just ended, and it poof, it went boom. With that Wheel of Fortune here, there is a strong desire for both of you to have a new beginning with each other, but no one's saying anything about it to each other. And I don't know if you have mutual friends or not, but there is this feeling here with that High Priestess and that Wheel of Fortune, where it's like, I know I want to have a beginning with them, but I'm not saying anything about that, and vice versa. And I think that's interesting. I just think that's very interesting to come through. With that Queen of Cups and that Knight of Swords in its reverse, what's happening between you and this person? That both of you are definitely keeping your feelings, like, you know, a lid on it. I feel like very strongly. Things between you and this person have not moved for quite some time, nor have your feelings evaporated either, which is interesting. The thing is, just all of this is just real interesting. But that's what's at play with that Two of Wands and that Seven of Cups here. I feel like both of you would love another go here. It feels like you were playing with something dangerous, or not really playing, but you get what I'm going with that. You were messing with something really dangerous, that something was really volatile, and you didn't know, and it blew up, and it's like, well, now I know I would do things a little bit differently. Does that make sense? And both of you want to give this another shot, give this another go. Very interesting. But again, this doesn't go away easy though, right? You know, that pain, the tumultuousness, the fear about having it again, right? You know, it feels like that kind of, and I can say it came out of the blue, but it definitely left a mark, I suppose, right? It truly left a mark. So, wow. All right. So let's see. Spirit, can you tell me, how does Scorpio's person currently feel about Scorpio? How does Scorpio's person currently feel about Scorpio? Okay. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Knights of Pentacles. This person feels like things between you and them need another chance, need another go. They wonder if you are on board with that. I do feel this person hopes that you are. With that Knight of Pentacles here, they definitely want to take it slow. I don't know if slow was what was happening. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it like that. That's interesting. This isn't going to be for everyone. Some of you had feelings for each other and somebody may have entered another connection and then that may have caused an ending. That's not going to be for everyone, but that's just popped through my mind. It's like, I don't know. I believe like that. I don't know. Just leave it. If that's for you, it's for you. If it's not, just leave it. All right. We have the World, the Eight of Pentacles, and okay, the Hangman. Bottom's going to be the Devil. Ooh. Okay. So with the Two of Pentacles here, this is someone who has been waiting for a new start, a new beginning between you and them for quite some time. It hasn't happened yet though. There is a feeling here of wondering if it's ever going to happen. With that World here, the fixed modality, I'm getting the Leo energy specifically with that Lion. There is a feeling here of wondering if this is going to happen. I do feel with Leo energy, just one desire for a new beginning. But Leo energy is very stubborn. This is actually every single sign here. This is the fixed modality. Because these are all fixed signs, right? This is like the most stubborn card in the tarot deck, right? And there is a feeling here of stubbornness, right? They may feel you're very stubborn, right? They may feel like you may be too prideful or proud to want to have a new start with them. This is someone who thinks that you might be putting your ego or your, what people refer to as dignity, right? Or self-respect ahead of a new beginning. I don't know if that's necessarily true since you are watching this, but I don't think that's coming from nowhere, all right? This person does want to have a new beginning and they want to do it right. And again, it's like I didn't know what I was dealing with. And I think that it was a mutual thing. I don't think either of you knew just how volatile the situation was. It's like you're playing in like this, like, you know, science lab that has a bunch of like, you know, flammable chemicals and you're just throwing the shit everywhere. And you just didn't realize that because anything could blow at any second. And it did. And that's exactly what happened. And there's this feeling here of, I didn't know. If you gave me another chance, I wouldn't screw it up kind of thing. Or I would be a lot more careful this time. And I would be a lot more considerate this time. It's like, this is someone who wants to be and do and that, right? And wants to show you that they've grown, but they wonder if you would be open to it. With that Eight of Pentacles here in its reverse and that Hangman, they have done a lot of work on the self, and they wonder if you'll be able to see that with that Hangman. Because the Hangman is about getting a new perspective. Are you going to judge them based on what happened, or are you going to judge them based on who they are today? That's interesting. That's interesting, is it not, right? You know, it's a lot of people, I don't know, you know, change is real. In fact, that's all we're constantly doing. But can you see them for who they are today rather than who they were yesterday? Ooh, that's interesting, huh? Real interesting. You know, a lot of people want people to work towards it, right? Or work for it, right? If you've changed and you need to prove it to me kind of thing. No one needs to prove anything to anyone. None of us owe anyone anything, right? And this is someone who wonders if you would be open to them for who they are. And it's that feeling here of wondering if they're going to have to prove it to you, especially with that Devil on the board here, right? I don't know, but with that King of Cups here, it's like they know they have feelings for you, but they're bound and chained by what they've done or how, I feel like specifically how things ended between you and them, right? Sorry, I don't know why I like my throat chakra closed up for a moment. Again, oh, there it is. They want to talk to you, but they feel bound, chained down by what happened between you and them. And now it's like it's like, you know, the Devil's like restriction, right? It's being limited. This is someone who, you know, they feel like they're being limited by who they used to be versus who they are now, and they're not happy about that, right? And that's what they feel about you. They wonder if you're gonna see them for who they are today versus who they were in the past, and they feel like you're not gonna be able to see past that. You see this? Look at that. Do you see the King of Cups anywhere? No, you don't see it, right? Because it's right there. And this is someone who thinks that you're not gonna be able to. It's like you're gonna see them like a wolf in sheep's clothing kind of thing. Wow. And we have the Six of Swords here. They definitely want to make peace and they want to leave the past in the past. And that's why they don't want to prove themselves, right? It's like, I am different. This is it, basically. Take it or leave it. And they wonder if you would be open to them and who they are. That's interesting. I feel like they don't want to deal with the past or I'm not gonna say like not rehash it, but they don't want to have to prove it. You know, some people make you prove that you have changed or something like that. that conditional based love, right? And this is someone who doesn't want anything to do with that. But I think that's interesting. All right, so let's see. What did I pull? He's saying this deck. So Scorpio, tell me, how does Scorpio's person feel about Scorpio? How does Scorpio's person feel about Scorpio? How does Scorpio's person feel about Scorpio? We have flying. They definitely want you to see them from a different perspective. They've changed so much. They have deep feelings for you. They're also more, their feelings for you are more calm. I don't know how to phrase that. Again, I feel like there was a volatile energy to your connection. Deep freeze. I do feel this person wants things between you and them to thaw out. And you know, it kind of feels like it's due for it as well. Because, you know, the fixed modality is like, you know, can also be symbolic for seasons change, right? And the deep freeze is like symbolic for like, you know, freezing in springtime. This person wants a new beginning. They want, I'm gonna say a do-over. They just want like things between you and them to thaw out and actually grow. And there's something to grow here. And it's like, I didn't know that this was gonna explode in my face. I didn't know it was that. It's I don't know. You kind of is it nitrogen or something like that it can just explode or something. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it is nitrogen or something. But it kind of reminds you like yeah. Look at this. It's like this is somewhere where it's like I would be more careful this time. It's just I don't know, combustible. Ugh, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. It just feels like it's that. Okay, we have ride the wave. All right, so this person definitely wants things between you and them to thaw out. With that moonlight and that spark here, they want romance. They do. This person thinks a lot about you. I feel like at night they think about you more than they think about you during the day. They may be busy, I suppose, but they definitely think about you at night. With that spark here, they still have a spark for you. It's never gone away, but that spark can easily turn into like a bomb, I guess. I don't know, like a boom kind of thing. And they will be careful with that spark this time. There'll be a lot more. It's like there will be more safety stuff going on. Basically, I don't know how. I'm sorry. It's just it won't leave. Right, that message just won't leave because it's important to like this situation with you and this person. That ending was brutal. It was brutal, and it has affected them a lot. Like it affects how they see things, and it's something that they're having a really difficult time seeing beyond. And they wonder if you have the same problem, if you can see beyond what happened between you and them, because that was bad, right? And they're not saying that it's your fault or anything like or vice versa. That was some brutal ass shit, basically. Feel the dreams here. They definitely dream and hope that this situation can come back together. But if they're gonna take action? We have goblins. I don't know. I don't think so. Goblins' energy is the devil, right? I just realized it's the devil card in this. They wonder if you can see them for who they are now versus who they were. But I feel like the goblins, though, as an action-taken question, this is someone when they think about taking actions towards you, their mind gets filled up with negative, low vibrational information and thoughts and heaviness. So they never do. They want to, though, right? They want to. Okay. So let's see. Let's get some channel messages. So Spirit, can you tell me, what does Scorpio's person want to say to Scorpio? What does Scorpio's person want to say to Scorpio? Heart chakra, that they have feelings for you and they want to talk. They are more open, like hearted now, if they weren't in the past. I do feel this person had a hard time telling people how they felt. And they were very, I don't know how to phrase that. They were very, maybe like unregulated emotionally. This person may have had an explosive temper. I don't know what happened here, but it just feels like this person may have had trouble with their emotions. They want to tell you that they are more balanced now. With that, I want you. They definitely do. They do. And I'm focused on me right now. There's that passionate energy. They definitely are. I feel like this person, to pass the time, focuses on their day-to-day. But I feel like during the day, they don't think about you. But at night, you come to their mind often. All right? I knew it. I just knew it. Okay. I doubt too much. It's when they think about taking actions towards you, a bunch of doubt floods their mind. Yang and yin, and I can't make again. I told you I can't make a move toward you. You have to. No, it is what it is. This is funny. They definitely feel like there's a very strong soul connection here, but I can't make a move towards you right now. And it's like they want to. They so want to. But they also wonder if you're interested in them too, based on what happened here between you and them. Alrighties. So let's see. Spirit, can I get the guidance, please, for Scorpio? Guidance for Scorpio. Guidance for Scorpio. Guidance for Scorpio, let's see. Surrender to receiving support and love. That's interesting. We have surrender frustration here. I do feel you may have a lot on your hands here, Scorpio, in your day-to-day life. The message is to take some time for the self. Also making sure that, I know a lot of times people will say, oh, I don't have any time for that. But how much TV do you watch? Right? How much? You just think about that. How much time do you spend scrolling on your phone? How much, right? The message here is that you need to start opening yourself up to more support, more love, also more passion, right? And start to cut out things from your life that are not nourishing. And a lot of us have these habits in our life, scrolling on the phone, talking on the phone, like nonsense talking, right? Stuff like that, or going out with friends who don't deserve a place in their life, stuff like that. And my message to you is you need to start cutting out these things from your life so that you can make room for more nourishing things that are actually going to fill you up and increase your vibration. With that surrender to the natural beauty of natural world, again, getting out more. Definitely, I'm seeing like yoga or maybe meditation. I know it sounds crazy, but those are the kind of things I'm starting to see. With that, surrender your fear of change. Some of you, I feel like the message is that you need to make sure that you are taking inspired action, even when it does lead to change in your life. Again, surrendering to your intuition, your inner guidance, and start making moves based on that and taking control of your life little by little. All right, you don't have to do it one and done or something. It's a progress, a progression. All right, so I want to thank you, Scorpio, for being here. Don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Don't forget to like and take care. Bye, Scorpio. Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be doing how does your person currently feel about you? I want to thank you all for being here. Don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So let's see what's happening between Sagittarius and their person. Let's see what's happening in this connection between Sagittarius and their person. We have the High Priestess. I definitely feel like there's a lot happening between you and this person behind the scenes, but physically there's no change, right? Things between you and this person haven't changed maybe for quite some time now. With the High Priestess, it's like that higher perspective. I do feel both of you are seeing things differently than then, right? Versus now. There's been a lot of change, evolution, understanding, right? Like new understanding, new knowledge, new wisdom that I feel you both have accessed. However, physically, nothing's changing in your connection, like nothing at all, right? But energy-wise or knowledge-wise, that it's changed drastically. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. The Ten of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. What's happening right now in the connection between Sagittarius and their person? We have the Ace of Cups. All right. So both of you guys are waiting for when a new beginning is going to happen between you and them. Like you both are ready, waiting, hoping, praying kind of thing that this comes together. I don't see either of you taking any action. So, I mean, I guess we have to like ask that question, right? How likely is this going to just get lined up without you having to take action? It's unlikely, obviously, right? But not impossible. But I do feel like that's kind of what's happening between you and this person. And though people may have their reasons why they're not taking action, it still is what it is, right? I do feel right here, right now, both of you are waiting for this fresh start. And honestly, what I heard was promised fresh start as well. I don't know why I heard that like that. Be careful, right? With false promises. Be careful with assumptions as well. So some of you, I just felt that for a moment where you may have felt like you were promised some kind of new beginning with this person. I'm not saying that you won't get it, probably will, but who knows how long that will take. I do feel with the Ten of Pentacles being in reverse, there is a lot of instability here. It's like this connection is very ungrounded, essentially, with the Ten of Pentacles in its reverse. I do feel you both have been healing right? In the meantime, which is exactly how you are more or less ready for a new beginning with this person. You've been working on the self, and that working on the self has gained a lot of knowledge as too, right? Wait, what are you doing here, baby? Sorry, my dog is like hitting the back of my chair. I do feel because you've been healing, because you've been working on the self, you've gained all this knowledge, and you are more or less ready. But again, I don't see any action being taken. The Chariot is like, I'm ready, but there's all these blocks here. I'm hoping, but I'm not really seeing a way forward. You know, in reality, I feel like someone's gonna have to fight for this at some point in time if you want it. And that's kind of a message for some of you, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it there. With that Page of Swords here as well, it's like you're both waiting, watching each other. I do feel you definitely are keeping tabs on each other in any way that you can. Some of you, this is literally coming through as your tarot reading, right? It's literally that. That's what I'm seeing here. However, it could be any way, shape, or form that you have a way to check up on them and vice versa. I do feel like you both are kind of looking at each other. There hasn't been change though. It's funny because when you look at each other, you're not gaining much information as well from each other because there's nothing happening on the surface. There's nothing happening in the physical. Everything's happening behind the scenes. So the fact that you're able to watch each other is kind of pointless right now because it's not solving any or answering any questions. It's leaving you both with more questions than answers. All right. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it. The moon's here as well. Definitely a lot of dreams, fantasies, right? It's definitely feel like it's more in the ethereal, like anything. It just doesn't feel like anything's happening physically here. So if this is your reading, nothing's changing physically with this person. So that's just is okay. All right, so let's see, Spirit. Can you tell me, how does Sagittarius' person currently feel about Sagittarius? How does Sagittarius' person currently feel about Sagittarius? We have the Ace of Wands upright. We have the Three of Cups reversed. The Ace of Wands this is someone who definitely finds you very inspiring, but attractive as well. Inspiring is kind of like the word I want to say the most. I do feel there was this harmony between you and this person. In fact, with that Three of Cups here, they kind of weren't getting how what they were doing that was instigating the disharmony. And in fact, I feel like at the time this person may have blaming you for what was happening between you and them instead of actually looking at their own, I don't know, their own actions and choices and the consequences that were happening as a result of that. I feel like this is someone who kind of projected a bunch of stuff onto you in the past, and they now get what they brought into the connection. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Like, my dog's like right underneath the table right now. I don't know what he's doing anyway. I do feel this is someone who's definitely recognizing what they were doing that instigated more disharmony. There's a bit of like a sorrow with that feeling, right? With the Two of Wands. Interesting. How does this person currently feel about Sagittarius, please? We have the Queen of Cups. Interesting. This person's trying to figure out if they should make a move towards you. They're trying to make that choice, right? If they should make a move in your direction. I do feel with the Devil here, this person is still prone to avoidant healing tactics. And some of you, there may actually very well be a karmic involved. I was kind of getting that with this one, especially with the Ten of Pentacles in its reverse, but I will leave it there. It's not going to be for everyone. But I definitely feel like this is someone who's trying to make up their mind whether or not they should make a move in your direction and reach out to you. There is a feeling here of wanting movement, right? They've never moved on from you. They've never let you go. But this is someone who's thinking about walking back and making you some kind of offer or proposition. A proper offer is what I want to say. I had like a British accent for some of you, but with that Lovers here, they see you as the #1 choice, and they definitely don't want to be choosing anyone just yet. I do feel like this is going. I don't know. Sometimes, like, you know how some people. It's like you're not as interested in other people until you kind of resolve this. Does that make sense? I feel like that's the energy I'm getting. Like, this is someone where it's like, I'm not really all that interested in anyone else right now until I resolve things with Sagittarius. And until then, I'm kind of stuck in this limbo. And now this person's like, well, I don't want to be stuck here that much longer. In fact, I'm getting that itch, right? So this is someone who's thinking, well, if I'm not going to move on from Sagittarius unless I reach out to them and resolve things, and see if this is, you know, possible, then I better do something about it. I do feel this person is having that inkling that they should start taking actions towards you in this connection. They definitely feel inspired to do that, but the fears have kept this person at bay. And possibly thinking that you may have someone else now, right? You know, this is someone who has a fear. Again, I do feel this person has been trying to watch you. They haven't figured anything out though, right? It hasn't given them any clarity. And this person's definitely looking at your, you know, however they can check up on you, and is trying to figure out if you're single or not, and they don't know. With that Nine of Cups and that King of Pentacles here, I do feel this person sees you as like, you know, very fulfilling. I feel like they're very gratified. No, is that satisfied with you in their life? I do feel you have a very satisfying energy, and they love it. With that King of Pentacles here, this is an odd thing, but they feel like they bring in the energy that balances you out a lot. And it's like, I don't know, there's like this yin and this yang. I'm gonna leave it there. I don't know how to phrase that, but it's like I bring this and they bring that in, and it's lovely. It is what it is. I guess I don't know how to phrase this. It's like, you know, you like are cooking dinner, and it's like, you know, you make this really good dish and I'll make my really good dish, and then we make a really good dinner together. I know it sounds absurd, but that's literally kind of like the dynamic I was getting. They feel that dynamic with you, that you offset some of their imbalances with your other energy and vice versa. And it's like, I bring this and they bring that in, and we're just made for each other. I don't know how to phrase that, but that's the energy I'm getting right now, with that Nine of Cups here. Sorry, this person they're real active imagination here. It's real active. Okay, let's keep going. Spirit, can you tell me, what are Sagittarius' person's current feelings for Sagittarius? Sagittarius person's current feelings for Sagittarius. We have the golden. They feel like you're enough. You're enough for them. I do feel this person sees you as fulfilling, satisfying. The Golden Palace is that path, right? It's walking towards somewhere where there is always enough. That feeling where you couldn't ask for more. I don't know how to phrase that. I guess like that, right? Gentle Gardener. This is someone who sees things between you and them. It's like there's a lot of potential here with that egg, right? But they definitely want to hatch things between you and them, like to really. I guess not just like, you know, bring in harmony, right? Where there's been no harmony, but this is someone as well with that Gentle Gardener. It's like, I have all these dreams and hopes and desires for Sagittarius that I want to come into physical creation. And this is someone where I feel like they may have been waiting, right? You know, a lot of people do this. This is a cycle most people stay in for a while, right? Where they just wait, because everyone hears universe is doing this for them, universe doing that, or God, or fate. And then nothing changes, right? And then finally people start to pick up, start to get going. I feel like that is the energy this person's in. Like, I've been waiting for so long, nothing's changed. Let me try to make the change myself then. I mean, that was what you're meant to do the whole time. But most people take a long time to get there because this person's been having these dreams of wanting, of being with you. I do feel with that One Ring Circus, there is a question here. Are you or are you not single? I do feel for the most part, this person has been staying single, or they're ready to strike out on their own if given the chance with you. I do feel with that Field of Dreams here. It's like... It's like I'm tired of fantasizing and dreaming about this. I want it real. I want to see if all these dreams I've had about Sagittarius are actually real, right? We have Stormfields. Interesting. That's interesting. Stormfield's coming through with, like, you know, it's kind of that tower moment. We have Metamorphosis. Okay. Bottom's going to be the intention. There's that egg I told you about. There is a lot of potential, right? Creation energy here between you and them, and they feel it. Like, you know, you can create anything, right, with each other. Maybe friendship, maybe something more. Hard to say, right? You know, free will all decides that. But I do feel with that Stormfields and that Metamorphosis that's on the board, this person wants to change this harmony of your connection and bring it back into harmony. That's their intention, right? And how they feel about you is like they want to do that. I do feel this person has been waiting to do that for quite some time, but nothing's changed, right? So now they're going to start to do. I'm going to start to actually, yeah, there it is. follow the lead. They're about to start taking the lead because it's like I wanted this to change for so long and nothing happened. So it turns out I have to use my own free will to get me there. Oh yes, and I feel like that's exactly what they're doing. This is someone who's becoming more sovereign, right? Who's becoming more empowered. You know, so many people fall into those traps, and it's lovely. They're seductive, aren't they, right? Letting something else take the wheel, something else decide for you, right? Good luck with that, right? But this is someone where it's like, I've made the decision I want them, and now I gotta make that physically. Does it make sense? It's like, this is someone I gotta start making these choices physically if I actually really do want to be with them. And that's a pretty big step for someone. Interesting. So let's see. Spirit, can you tell me? I don't know why, like, I feel exhilarated, like, there's, like, nervous energy, like, I feel a lot of anxious energy coming through. I've had it the whole time, the whole reading. I feel like when this person thinks about you, they're nervous. I feel like somebody's this person's about to take action or something like that. Maybe it just feels like that a little bit, like, it's been so much, like, nerve-wracking kind of energy coming through. So what does this person want to say to Sagittarius? I'm afraid to look bad. They are very much afraid to come in and then look a fool. There's a fear here if they were to come in that you may already have someone and you might be not as interested in them as they are in you. I need time to heal myself. I do feel that's kind of what you've been doing. I picked it up earlier. I feel like that's kind of something that you both have done, and you both are more or less ready for a new start here. Whether it's just friendship or something a little bit more significant with that I want you energy. This person does want you, and they haven't quite put down that torch. And until they do put down that torch, they are not open to other people. So it's like, I want them. Let me make that happen. Let me see if it's possible, right? Let me see if I can make fire, I guess. You know, when you're camping and you're trying to make a fire, they want to know if they can do that. They don't know. Wrapped around your... Yeah, it's like until they actually solve this, right? Or know if it's not possible, it's not possible. They're not able to, or actually they don't want to. They can, everyone could do it, right? They don't want to let you go. So that's kind of what's really pushing this person. It's like they're backed into a corner, and this is someone who's finally figured out that they only have one path. The path is to make a move. The path is to make a choice. The path is to reach out. And then we have you give me a heart on. I do feel that's very true. And leap, they're coming into leap. Follow their heart and leap. I'm coming in a diverse. They have been thinking about coming for quite some time, but I feel like they fell into those traps about universe or fate, God, divine orchestration. Everyone always has there's always a new one, isn't there, right? It's all the same shit, giving away your power when you can just simply take control of your life, all right? So it's very interesting. Let's see, Spirit, can you tell me, can I get the guidance for Sagittarius? What is your guidance for Sagittarius? We have joyful muse, inspiration. Right now, it's time for you to start to follow your inspiration and take inspired action. Go towards the things, people, places, things that resonate with you. I do feel you're likely going to be meeting new people with that transmuting pain. Right? When we meet new people or we're coming to new situations, we constantly have new stuff come into our awareness, right? The more that we have awareness to, the more that we can heal. And the message here is that you kind of need to take an inspired action, follow your intuition, follow what resonates, and let it lead you to people, places, things that are going to help you heal to become more sovereign, right? To become more whole. Feast of plenty, choices and their consequences. That's interesting. And then we have overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. So this is interesting. It took a little bit of a turn, but I am seeing a lot of new stuff headed in your direction, and a lot of this stuff is not for you. You are meant to use your intuition, you're meant to use your inspiration to determine what you should be moving towards and what you should be cultivating and what path you should be walking down, all right? That's very important for the coming, I want to say months, that's what I said, that's what came to my mind, right? Months. With that feast of plenty, choices and their consequences, you know, there's no such thing as the wrong choice, right? Every path leads us to the right one, but there are better choices than others. And it's, the only way to know what's the better choice is to follow your inspiration and follow your intuition. There you go. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I want to thank you, Sagittarius, for joining me. Don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and take care. Bye, Sagittarius. Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be doing a reading all about your person's current feelings for you. I want to thank you all for being here. I do appreciate every single one of you. So, don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. It doesn't matter. So let's see, Spirit, can you tell me Capricorn energy in the cards? So what's happening between Capricorn and their person? What's happening in this connection? We have the Six of Pentacles. I feel like you both are giving to yourself right now. The Three of Cups. Oh, I see. This is interesting. This is an odd thing. I don't know if this is definitely just them or you as well. There is a feeling here of avoiding this connection and the, I don't want to say lessons per se, but maybe the feeling of it. It does feel like some stuff went down between you and this person. In fact, I feel like it was actually quite significant. And it probably very painful. And there is this feeling here of giving to a bunch of other things in our life, or your life, right? That are not this connection, to avoid feeling what this connection has brought into our life in terms of pain. I do feel this connection with this person was very disappointing. And there's this feeling here of not wanting to feel that. But that's the only way to heal, right? The only way that we can actually alchemize, right? And do our healing is through the process of feeling it, right? We have to literally sit in it to transmute it. And there's this feeling here of not wanting to do that. So I also feel like there is an issue here. I don't know if it's just them, we'll take it how it resonates, but there's this feeling here of giving too much to our connections as well, and not learning or even acknowledging that we need to learn to give more in more moderation, give more in a moderate kind of way. So I feel like both of you probably tend to give too much. And it's not too much to everything. It's too much to specific things, right? And these things are actually avoiding, right? Or help you avoid your pain. And that's an issue. I do feel you and this person here are not talking. I do feel there is likely some kind of verbal boundary between you and them. Some of you, there could be a third party here. I got that towards this, but it's not going to be for everyone. But some of you, it may not have been at the time. It does feel like it is currently, if that's the case. With that Eight of Cups here as well, there's a lot of disappointment with how things between you and this person have played out. With the Magician, definitely not talking, but it's like, I'm not going to manifest. And I feel like both of you are in that boat right now. I'm not going to manifest. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to fix this. I'm not going to reach out. And what you're doing instead is giving to other people, other places, other things that are not actually in alignment with you, which is funny. It's an interesting energy to come through. It just feels like that's what's at play. You're giving to these things. You're actually overcompensating as well. I feel like you probably, if you had this person in your life, you wouldn't bother with that. But you are bothering with that because you don't have them in your life. I think that's interesting. I just think that's a very interesting energy to come through. But that's what we have here. It could just be them, but I don't think so, all right? I do feel with that Eight of Cups, a lot of disappointment, a lot of... It's like... It's kind of like, I feel like both of you are in this energy where I'm willing to walk away, and I'm not going to reach out, right? I don't know. I'm just going to leave it there. I feel like if you honestly stopped and smelled, I don't want to say roses, but you stopped and, like, you know, took a moment, took a breather, I feel like you would realize that this connection means more to you than you realize. And I feel like it's just not there right now, because of the avoidance, right? Because of the lack of introspection, the lack of enough rumination. And also I know this feels like it's more of like a, honestly, I heard consequential. Anyway, I don't know why I heard that word, but it feels like what you're doing is also keeping you from learning your lessons, and you're doomed to repeat them, right? But I am seeing that too. We have the Magician, the Queen of Pentacles, and it's upright. I feel you are focused on your money and your job and your friends and your family, and so are they. It's both of you. I had a feeling, because I only had one here, so I was like, but it's both of you. So, okay, there it is. All right. I had a feeling. Okay, so it doesn't sound like what you're doing right now. Then it's just not your reading. But yeah, it's what I got for what's currently happening. So let's see, Spirit, can you tell me, what are Capricorn's person's current feelings for Capricorn? What are Capricorn's person's current feelings for Capricorn? We have the High Priestess in its reverse. I do feel... I don't know why I breathed. I took a breath like that. I don't know why I took a breath like that. The energy that's around me, it's like there's a lot of anxiety here for some reason. I know it's your connection. Sorry, I'm gonna put this on. I gotta absorb that energy. But I definitely feel like you and this person are very much kind of avoiding some stuff. So it's telling you to just take a minute, you know, feel what you need to feel. That's the only way to heal, is to just literally feel it, transmute it, right? And release. But I do feel this person's feelings for you, they definitely do not like the silent treatment. With that devil here, some of you, this person sees you a little bit like a hard ass, I guess is the word, right? Some of you, they have to stay silent because they have someone else in their life. This could be something that happened later or maybe before, I don't know, but I'm gonna leave it like that. You have the Chariot. How does this person currently feel about Capricorn? We have Strength here. Interesting. I'm getting a very specific message. This person definitely feels like you're someone who has quite a temper. In fact, it's like there's kind of this assumption that you don't think you do. You definitely probably have it. In fact, I feel like there's a bit of impatience here with you. It's like, I also feel as well that this person is definitely coming from them. They feel like you have very limited perspective as well. You probably likely have lots of opinions around stuff, right? And what keeps you from seeing it. This is what I was talking about in terms of your lesson. I feel like the fact that what you're doing is avoiding your lessons and the things that you need to come, you know, your karmic cycles, right? The only way to close our karmic cycles is to feel that feeling of completion and learn it. You are avoiding them, so they're not closing properly. So I feel like you're probably going to have a hard time with this person's statement. For a lot of you probably truly believe that you're democratic. You probably truly believe that you're seeing things from a higher perspective, when in fact you're not, and that's coming through. I don't think it's just from your person. I feel like it's coming through from spirit. I do feel this person sees you as someone who has really, really strong limitations about certain stuff. I feel like they see you as someone who's not patient. With that Two of Pentacles here, they're definitely weighing out their options, whether or not they should come in forth and make a move in your direction. But because of who they know you are, there is a bit of resistance now because of that. And I feel both of you are in this energy of like, I'm willing to walk away. I don't care about them enough, right? Kind of thing. And that's actually really good. You know, all of us should put ourselves first. But what you're not doing is, what you're not understanding is that you learning your lessons is putting yourself first. You healing yourself is an act of self-love, right? It's how you love yourself. And I feel like that's not happening, and that's an issue. So that's what's coming through from spirit. But I do feel this person is thinking about reaching out to you. They just wonder if it's worth it, right? And this person is not quite there yet. I do feel with that Four of Pentacles, this person's in self-preservation, right? You know, they're definitely in that, you know, especially if you said something to them. And it feels like that was the case for a lot of you. You said something to this person that hurt them. It hurt them a lot. And, you know, you may feel justified in that, right? You know, normally you do when you're in distortions. You always feel justified saying the stuff that is really awful to people, right? But when you start to heal, you start to realize, I mean, you don't ever feel bad about it per se, but you realize, okay, I could do better, and I will do better next time. I feel like that's not there for you because that completion, that karmic cycle did not close. I can see it. But I feel like this is someone who is very wary about reaching out to you because of what was said, and I feel who you are at times. With that Queen of Pentacles in its reverse here as well, they feel like they may be the only ones who want this now. And it feels like that is a perception thing. I do feel your energy is definitely giving that off, but so is theirs. But there is this feeling here where it's like, what if I'm the only one that wants it? Because of what happened here. So there's that feeling coming through as well. Interesting. This is like a really crazy reading. I just think it's like a really crazy, all the readings have been psycho crazy, but this is like, I feel like this is taking the cake. Okay. So Spirit, can you tell me, what do you want to pull? What do you think is best? He's saying this one. So how does Capricorn's person currently feel about Capricorn? How does Capricorn's person currently feel about Capricorn? They definitely want to remove the blockages that's here between you and them. I definitely want to do that. We have Watchers, Transpersonals. They're definitely watching you. I do feel this person is starting to see things a little bit differently, but it's not fully there yet. We have, yeah, there it is. Falling Angel, Spiritual Narcolepsy. Like at times they see it, right? They learn, right? And I think that you are too. But then you kind of fall back to sleep, or you try to go back into samsara, and it's not helping you, right? You know, samsara is like the most pain we'll experience is when we're in samsara, right? And I feel like that's something that's coming through a lot for this person. At times they see what they did wrong, and at times they see where they could have improved, and at times they see, you know, the mistakes, right? And then there's times when they don't. And I feel like this is something that they're teetering on. The times that they see the mistakes are the times when they want to reach out to you. But I feel like this person may cling on to the fact that you may have said something, or the way things ended, or thinking that you don't want them, right? And this is something that I feel like that could be you too, right? I don't know what your reason is exactly for why you pretend like you are not interested in this person. And I'm not saying that you should wait, never, by the way, but you're not reflecting. And maybe you're telling yourself that because you're like, I don't want them anyway, right? Or you're trying to convince yourself. This is obviously it's ego grab, right? But I think that's interesting. I feel like that's what they're doing. It's like at times they want to heal themselves and in the situation, but it's contingent on whether or not you're open to a reconciliation with them. And since they believe at times that you're not, they stop healing. I just think that's interesting. It's like crazy. Like what's going on here? We have the cross. Yeah, it's like they want to reach out. I can see that one. Can I get one more? We have dragons who are protecting the future. And then we also have Leyland ancestral wisdom. I do feel this person with that Leyland, the ancestral wisdom, they have gained a lot of knowledge. They have, however, and they want to reach out, they want to do something, but with that protecting the future here, I feel like they wonder if there is a future to protect, right? Is this even going to happen? There is this feeling here of uncertainty. They definitely know that they can't do it on themselves, like you have to be on board as well, and they're not quite sure about that. Your energy may be giving this off, right? That energy off, like I don't want you, even though I feel secretly, you may want, even if it's just friendship, and you want them in your life to some degree, but it feels like that, like the energy is giving off that frequency, and this person I feel picks up on it. But again, with that dragon's horde protecting the future, they see you as someone who wants better than them at times, and that you would probably reject them in the end too, right? You may have done that already for some of you. Will of the Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. This is the you know, when our ego reaches for an identity, right? I am this, I am that, right? Or this is me kind of thing. None of us ever have to say anything like that. When you're just being yourself, you're just being yourself. There's just nothing to it, right? I feel some of you are reaching for identities all the time, right? I am this, I am that, blah, 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 ooh, blah, blah, blah. You know, people are always saying stuff like that, right? What's happening is that your ego is grabbing onto that identity to cast a shadow to protect you from seeing something, right? That is lurking in your shadows. I feel you may tell yourself, I don't want them, but you're actually, there's a shadow, there's some shadow work there, right? There's something lurking in your shadow that you're not really seeing. And I feel like that's what I'm picking up a lot here, by the way. But I think that that's their energy too, right? This person does want, right, to have you back in their life, but they convince themselves that you don't. So that's where they should just give up altogether, which is an interesting energy. It's like, I feel like both of you are kind of in it right now. It's just, sorry, it's like the anxieties are still coming through. Like my heart feels racy, by the way, like it just feels real racy. All right, so let's see, Spirit, can you tell me? Can I get, what does Capricorn's person want to say to Capricorn? What does Capricorn's person want to say? Okay. Why is this so hard? That's funny. This is someone who's trying to dismiss their emotions as, you know, right? I do feel what the emotions are not facts. This person, you know, it's like a mixed bag. Their emotions are not as clear, right? They're mixed with darkness. They're mixed with low vibrational information, concepts, thought forms, and heaviness and burdens. And so when you think about you, they're like, I would love to have them back in my life, but the doubt, the fear, it always creeps in, right? The fifth house, this person does want to express themselves, but there has been drama here between you and this person. It's like, is it worth it, right? Is it worth it? I do feel this connection can be special for a lot of you, right? It's the more triggering a connection is, the more special it is, by the way. But I feel like both of you may be struggling with that. Is this connection worth it? It's never worth it to wait, but it is worth it for the lessons it's teaching you. And I feel both of you are kind of, you're not quite getting that. I feel like you're not grasping that. That's going to hurt you in the long run, right? You know, healing doesn't benefit you instantaneously in your physical life, right? Your energy does change instantly when you're healing, but the change happens throughout your entire life. Your trajectory is different, right? Where you would end up, it would be significantly better if you heal. And I feel like that's something that you need to be reminded of, because healing is really important. We have the second house coming through as well. I feel like this person's very much focused on their job and their money, because this person has low self-esteem. They definitely want to get closer to you. I feel like this person would like to talk to you in person, by the way. They definitely feel very turned on and inspired by you, yet at the same time, there's a fear here, right? With the 12th house, this person has gained a lot of knowledge, right? But with the unseen, they don't know if you're open. And that, I feel like that doubt that you're open, or that... It's like... it's like this person, you know, they don't want to, like, I guess, bullshit themselves, right? I don't know how to phrase that. It's, I guess, like that, right? It's like they don't want to bullshit themselves and think, oh, of course they want me. This is someone, it's just, they're really realistic. And it's keeping this person from seeing that there's more hope for this than they realize. And I think that's very interesting. It's completely opposite of what I normally pick up for energies. I just think that's funny. I think that's funny. All right, let's see. Let's get the guidance. Can I get the guidance, please, for Capricorn? What is the guidance for Capricorn? Guidance for Capricorn. Okay, we have surrender to procrastination. Unhealthy relationships. I did feel this here. I feel like it's you too. We have frustration. Okay. And we have worry, okay. And then we have surrender, fear. Your guidance right now is for you to start looking at some of the connections in your life, to people, places, things, and see the unhealthiness there. I do feel you tend to give a lot to these connections, only when you have nothing out. No, only when you, like, I feel like if this person was in your life, you wouldn't be giving to those connections, and because they're not worth it. But because this person is not in your life, you're giving to that. And that is something to think about. Like, I feel like you really do need to think about this, right? You're focusing so much because you're avoiding what you need to face, okay? And what you need to face are your lessons, your healing, right? Your introspection and your shadow work. There's so much shadow work for you to do, and it needs to be done. It needs to be done now, and it's a long journey, a long path. And it's worth it. It's worth every time you look at it. It's worth it, okay? With that frustration and that worry, I do feel a lot of you are like, you know, things in your life are not working out the way that you would hope they would. This is obviously a healing issue, right? Because when we are co-creating with the universe looks at us in our totality, right? And our energy, right? Not just our consciousness, our subconscious, it takes into account. Your subconscious has a bunch of healing that it keeps manifesting horrible things into your life. The reason why you're struggling to have better for yourself is that you haven't healed. It's actually what causes you to worry, but it's also what causes you to constantly manifest things into your life that you don't want. All right. With that fear and your desire to control people, this is probably where it's at the most, right? You know, desire to control people, I always see it as, you know, you failing on unconditional love, right? Unconditional love is to love someone and it never causes you pain. That is key, right? So anytime you have any kind of pain when we love someone, we have a conditional-based love. And the message here is to look a little deeper at that, and also look at how your fears are perpetuating your desire to control people. And this is lurking in your shadow, right? It's lurking in your subconscious. So just think about that. I'm gonna leave it there, Capricorn. I want to thank you for being here. Your energy was hard to channel, so anxiety-driven, but there's a lot of nervousness here, all right? Don't forget to watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, and take care. Bye, Capricorn. Hi, Aquarius. So welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be doing a reading all about your person's current feelings for you. I want to thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. So let's see, Spirit. Can you tell me one more time what's happening between Aquarius and their person? What's happening here? Let's see. What's happening between Aquarius and their person? We have the Two of Cups. I definitely feel like there's disharmony here. There is a lot of reason I feel to give up, right? But I feel like neither one of you has quite done it. There's definitely silence between you and this person. Yet at the same time, there is this feeling here of wondering if you've waited too long. This is interesting. All of them have been really crazy. But there's this feeling here of like, have I waited too long? I don't want to give up on this, but you know, it's, I feel like there is this like feeling of looking at this connection and seeing what it's given so far or what it's been giving as of late, and it hasn't given much of anything. So there's this feeling here of weighing the pros and the cons to try to decide whether or not you should let it go and just remove yourself and detach yourself altogether. With that hangman in its reverse, the hangman in its reverse can be many different things, but I'm getting more like getting back on your feet. I feel like you or them are definitely looking to move forward. With or without them, there is a feeling here of really hoping that it would have been with them, but at this point in time, it's taken too long, right? There's this feeling here of it's. I heard bum rush. I don't know. I've been getting like weird channel messages lately. It's just been real funny. It just kind of feels like, you know, things did not change, right? And it's, they have not been for a while. There's nothing but silence here, and it's like I don't want to wait any longer, right? I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. You know, I don't want to keep holding on to a situation, right, with this person, and vice versa, right? And it's not giving me anything, and it's likely not going to. There is this feeling here of putting yourself first above the connection and above each other. And that is actually a really good thing to do. However, there is this feeling here of really wanting, right? Wanting, I feel, maybe answers. You know, all too often, all of us have to learn, right, to just follow our heart, even though our mind wants the answers to certain things. And I feel like that's kind of what you're dealing with here. With the Empress, I feel like I feel like this is probably you. I think you are moving forward. I think you are gonna start to get on with your life. And this person, you're gonna leave them in the dust, I feel, because they're slow. They don't move. They don't do anything. They don't act, right? This is someone I swear, if I see them twiddling their thumbs, right? You know, they're playing some war with themselves, essentially, right? Should I or shouldn't I? And it feels like you're just like, I don't know. I don't want to. I guess I kind of want to say it like that. I heard "fuck you," right? I'm gone, kind of thing. So I feel like that's your energy. I feel like you're definitely like looking after number one, and that's all. That's the best thing any of us can do, right? Is to look after ourselves. I do feel like that's something that's been long fought for you, or something like that. It's taken you a long time to learn to put yourself first and put your own future first. And that's something that you have figured out. But with this devil and its reverse, I do feel it's kind of like freeing yourself of your karmic chains, of your bonds, right? I feel like that's what you're going to be doing. It's in the future, right? So I do feel like that's something that's coming up. But this is kind of where you are currently, right? You know, it's silence. Things aren't, I don't want to wait for this, you know, weighing the pros and the cons. And I feel like you're eventually both to views, but you first, then them, are going to decide to just move forward right now or let go of this right now. Can I get a clarifier? We have the Page of Pentacles. Interesting. I do feel communication is probably coming. I feel like you're going to, I don't know, I kind of feel like they might communicate with you after you've let them go. But it's hard to say. But with that Page of Pentacles that's right there, it's kind of like you're just like, you're focused more on, I don't know what question I was asking with that Page of Pentacles. I forgot. Sorry, Aquarius. I totally forgot. I don't know what I was asking, but what I'm getting for that now is that you're very much focused on your own future. And you're like, it's just like, I'm not, I don't know. I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to put my life in somebody else's hands. It's kind of feels like you're calling back your power right now, and it feels like that's something that you are about to start doing. Whether you've started it or not, but it's really going to start to have an impact on your life soon. So that's interesting. So Spirit, can you tell me, what are Aquarius's person's current feelings for Aquarius? So it feels like, you know, I think that this is you who's about to let go and move on because they're slow. So I wonder what their feelings are for you. So what is this person's feelings for Aquarius? We have the Four of Wands. You know, the Four of Wands is about stability, but it's like milestone, right? This person sees you as a goal that they want. The Empress reversed. Yeah, okay, I see. They want to come back together with you. I do feel that's for both of you, but they're not doing anything to get it, and it feels like you won't. And you're just in that energy. You're not. I'm not doing it. You know, you do you. Always follow your heart. You know. I know sometimes you tend to want to follow our logic, or want to follow what is self-respect. Those are phony balonies, right? It's about following your heart only. So as long as you're following your heart and you're like, I'm not doing anything, then you do you, right? But if your heart's saying to do something and you're not, that's a problem. But I do feel you are not going to take action towards them. You just don't feel like that's what you should do, what you should focus on. And it feels like you're finally starting to pull your focus back to the self. However, this person wants you in their life and they want to have some kind of reunion. I do feel they think a lot about you. They want movement here as well, but there's an understanding, or maybe it could, I feel like it's like an energetic shift where your energy got pulled from them and they can feel you moving forward. So their feelings for you are of this. It's funny because that's what I was picking up right here, right? Where you're moving forward. Yep, there it is. You're separating your energies right now from this person. That's what you're doing. You're separating your energies. You're like, fuck you, I'm gone kind of thing. I don't know if it's like, fuck you just yet, but it kind of feels like that, if I'm being honest with you, especially if you decided to wait on your own accord. You know, you may be kind of, you may be a little bitter about that. But I do feel they're feeling this energetic pool. Like I feel like you used to have like merging kind of energies. Now it's just like, I'm headed in a new direction, and they feel that energetic. That's why energy doesn't lie. It just doesn't. It's the, you know, you always know. And I do feel with that Tower here and the Ace of Wands, they feel like it's not time, or they can't build right now with you. I feel like with that Justice here, they want to resolve things. And again, this person sees you as a goal, like you are the goal, right? However, they see you as someone who's probably very resistant to them, or turned off by them in some way, shape, or form. Some of you won't accept this person back unless they commit to you. That's not gonna be for everyone, but it does feel like that for some of you. Some of you, there could be another commitment in here, but I don't really get that. We have the Emperor. I don't really get that. I feel like it's more like a power struggle. Like I'm not going to invest in this, or give them, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it like that. It's like, it kind of feels like you don't want them unless this person gives you what you want, basically. I'm not gonna say that's for everyone. It's obviously that's coercive energy, emotional coercive manipulation, right? But I feel like for some of you that is definitely the case. But definitely they feel like you are not interested in them unless they commit or give you something more substantial. But they definitely feel you pulling your energy away. Let's see. We have the Eight of Pentacles in its reverse. I do feel with that Eight of Pentacles in its reverse that you're not going to put any work into this. I do feel that is the truth, though. Because I see one of you, I think it's you, letting go and moving on right now. And it's not that this isn't something you're happy about, but it's like, I'm looking after number one. And that is, you know, when we put ourselves first, one of the hardest things, all of us struggle with that, do we not, right? At the beginning, right? Learning to put ourselves first because we're conditioned and trained to sacrifice everything, right? For everyone. And this is something that I feel you fought hard to get to. This stage where I'm more important than they are. And it sounds selfish, but it's not, right? All of us come here to put ourselves first. That's literally what we're supposed to do, right? Following our own heart. And it feels like that's something that you have worked hard for, and they're feeling that because they can feel you separating your energies from them. All right? Juicy, juicy, juicy. Across the board, they've been real crazy. All right, so let's see, Spirit. Can you tell me, how does Aquarius' person currently feel about Aquarius? How does Aquarius' person currently feel about Aquarius? How does Aquarius' person currently feel about Aquarius? We have unexpected visitor. Interesting. I feel like what I heard was unexpected feelings. This person's feelings for you were a bit unexpected. And I feel like the depth of them too, coming to life. Interesting. I do feel with that coming to life, this person definitely wants things between you and them to have some kind of rebirth. But they are stuck right now, right? This person, I feel like they can't seem to make a move towards you, or they won't, right? It's won't, is it not? And they feel like you it's like they feel like you're coming to life, that you're moving forward, you're letting go, you're releasing, and it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like seeing like skin falling off of you. I don't know. It's like you're shedding them, right? And it's like you're having all this fresh skin, and you're looking good, and they see that, right? With that strength here, this person sees you as very strong. But strong enough to overcome the obstacles that they don't seem to be able to overcome. I feel like you're going through a metamorphosis, and they have felt it energetically. And, metamorphosis, a lot of us, when we go through these energetic changes, it doesn't feel like that different, because it's like you just, when we go through energy changes, we just go like this. We're here and we go here, right? It's like that. This is the process. So it's really slow. So it doesn't really feel like we're making that much of a shift, but it is one step, right, in the right direction. You seem to have been going through these steps where you've been bettering yourself, healing yourself, and you're now ready to strike out on your own. It does feel like you waited a long time for this person and you're about finished with it. That's interesting. You had enough. Enough's enough. You're fed up, kind of. It doesn't feel like you're that angry at them, nor should you be. You waited. It's your choice, but it doesn't feel like it's a bit bittersweet, but you're doing the right thing by putting yourself first. And it's why, because you're following that damn heart of yours, right? Your heart will never lead you wrong, right? They really do feel that you're following your intuition, you're crystallizing everything you learned, and you're moving on. That's interesting. They really do feel that, by the way. They feel you moving on and letting go. Live and let live is kind of it's a channel message I got. I've been getting nothing but channel messages lately, and it is what it is. Live and let live. It just, you've surrendered the situation. You're you're accepting it as it is. I do feel you're learning to take things at face value, right? You're learning to accept, well, they are who they are. That's nothing I can do about that. And that's like very interesting. It's very interesting. It's just across the board. These readings have been so crazy. So Spirit, can you tell me? Can I get channel messages? What does this person want to say to Aquarius right now? What does this person want to say to Aquarius? I'm getting like, this person definitely feels like they can't make a move towards you. I feel like it's just like, I won't, right? Can't, how people say like can't or won't? You know that, right? It's like they won't. It's like, it's not like I can't, right? It's like, I won't do it, right? I'm sorry. Yeah, they want to say that they're sorry. I do feel this person feels weak, right? And too weak to do anything, and they feel bad about that. We have the third house. They definitely want to talk. I do feel that really strongly. It's not about wanting to talk. It's about whether or not they have the strength to reach out. I do feel with that 8th house here, they are learning to do some shadow work, but this is someone who's probably more or less, I have this card here, and I love it. Because I feel like people struggle with this a lot, right? Union with self. And people tend to try to live with their shadow. But we can heal everything, right? Everything's a building block. You just step. It's one step at a time. One healing cycle at a time, and you can heal everything, right? But people choose to live with their shadow. They choose to live with those negative, low vibrational thoughts that tell you you're not good enough. When you can heal it, right? You can heal everything. There's nothing beyond your reach, right? That you are limitless. You can do anything. And that includes healing everything. And I feel like this is someone who's choosing to live with their shadow, and they don't get how impactful that is to their life. Like, this is someone where it's like, I want to do this, but I have all these limitations about why I can't or won't, right? Why I won't do it. And this is something that is still, it plays a really big role in this person's life. And when we heal, we don't see the instantaneous results to our exterior world. It does happen though, gradually over time, right? So where you end up in life is going to be way different if you start to heal than if you didn't. Right? Nothing is yet set in stone, and they want a fresh start. They want a new beginning. They want a do-over. But it's easier to fantasize about that because this person's mind, right, or their low vibrational information that they're holding tells them otherwise. And they're kind of stuck as a result of that. They see you letting go and moving on and overcoming what they are struggling to overcome. There's a lot of pride with that as well. This person is very proud of you. So let's see, let's get your guidance now. Can I get the guidance, please, for Aquarius? Can I get the guidance for Aquarius? Guidance for Aquarius. Let's get the guidance for Aquarius, Spirits. We have Spirit of the River, movement towards adventure. That's kind of like where you're headed off, right, in a new direction. The message here is to go towards the things that even may make you a little bit scared, right? Definitely go towards things that resonate with you. Follow your intuition, follow your inner guidance. That is key. right? And then we have willing to reconciliation. You need to do some healing to do with your past here, and that's a big issue for you. Don't be one of those people that choose to live with their shadow, that choose to live with their low vibrational information. Heal it, right? Recognize it when it's there. It's like little things that pop through as like I don't know, I want to say catchphrases in your mind, right? Things that constantly are coming in that tell you this or tell you that or something like, it's just, or when you think about starting your own business, you have like, what floods your mind? Is it good stuff or bad stuff? Heal that. You can truly heal, right? And the message here is to make sure you are facing that. If you have truly healed from something, it would never come back. It's gone for good. It's gone forever. You will never be bothered by it again. So that's so important. I do feel with the adaptability here, the message is that you need to make sure you are adapting, right? Adapting to what's happening in your life and understanding that you are adaptable. I do feel if you want change, you're going to have to initiate the change. It does feel like you're itching for it currently, but I see in the future, you're at that point of wanting enough change to start to take action that leads to it. Okay, so I want to thank you, Aquarius. Don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and take care. Bye, Aquarius. Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be doing a reading all about your person's current feelings for you. I hope you're doing well. Please don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. That does matter. So let's see, Spirit, can you tell me what's happening between Pisces and their person? What's happening between Pisces and their person? What's happening between Pisces and their person? Okay, I'm not going to take all of those. All right, we're not going to do all of that. What's happening between Pisces and their person? We have the Empress. Interesting. What that's telling me here for the Empress energy is that you definitely, neither one of you is taking any action towards each other. The Knight of Swords, interesting. This is like a gambler energy, right? Like you both of these are gambling on the other person reaching out first. So we have the High Priestess reverse. I do feel there is either there's separation or like the silent treatment or silence between you and this person. Something along those lines. Let's see. We have the Page of Swords. Okay. And one more. We have the Five of Cups. Interesting. So there's a lot of like grief here between you and this person. A lot of sadness here between you and them. Both of you are hoping that the other one is the one who ends this, I don't know, period. I don't know how to phrase it, this period in your connection right now. It feels like there's something went wrong here, right? Something didn't go according to plan. And now it's like, I hope this ends. And it's like both of you are waiting for the other person to do it, right? To be the one. It's like, I don't know what I kind of saw, I saw gambling table. But I did say gambler energy, didn't I say that? I don't know, I guess it's like place a bet, I guess? I don't know what I want to pay. I guess I'll keep like that. Right, there's this feeling here of wanting to like play, hoping that the other one places their bet. Someone shoots their shot, someone takes that chance, and with that Page of Swords energy, you're definitely hoping that they reach out to you, do like some kind of message, and they are hoping the same thing, which I think is crazy. With that Knight of Pentacles and that Page of Wands here, it kind of feels to me that there is this feeling of like not really wanting to let go just yet to the connection, because you're worried about, well, what if they reach out? What if they come back? What if they make a move and then I'm gone? There's this feeling here of not wanting to be caught in that trap, but you are trapped currently, right? Because you're waiting, right? Because you're hoping. And it's kind of what I feel like you think that this is the trap, right? You moving on. Are you opening yourself up to possibilities? This is the worst trap, I feel, right? You not opening yourself up to possibilities, and we have all been there, but I feel like you're at that point where you can kind of see the folly in this logic here, right? But I feel like it's both of you. Both of you are very worried about opening yourself up to someone new or something new, because, well, what if this comes back together and then you kind of have to hurt someone or let them go in exchange for this connection, and that's kind of keeping you both in a bit of a limbo. With that Five of Cups and that Empress here, I do feel I feel like there's a lot of like regret you're both sitting on, right? That you kind of want to get off your chest. You want to express. You want to say. You want to, as a resolution. I don't know. I'm seeing like a white rose. I don't know what that's symbolic for. A white rose, but it's like whatever. I don't know. Peace maybe. I don't know. But I saw like a white rose specifically. Virtue, isn't that virtue? I don't know. But I saw that, right? It's like there's this feeling here of, there's a lot you kind of want to say to each other, and it kind of feels like that's partially as well what's holding you back. Can I get a clarifier on that? We have the Page of Pentacles in its reverse, with the Temperance in its reverse. Okay. I do feel with that Page of Pentacles in its reverse, things did not go according to plan, right? These plans did not start. I also feel as well, there's knowledge that you both are hoping to gain from maybe a last conversation with each other. I'm gonna leave it like that. It kind of feels like, even if you just talk to like make your peace with each other, you're kind of not just making peace, right? You're kind of searching for a little bit more answer in terms of whether or not this will start up again as well. I feel like it's partially that too. Interesting. I think that's it. I think I'm gonna keep it there. Alrighties. So, Spirit, can you tell me, what are Pisces' person's current feelings for Pisces? Let's see. What are Pisces' person's current feelings for Pisces? We have the Three of Cups reverse. I kind of was picking that up. Some of you, there could be a third party here, but I don't want to jump that gun. But I definitely feel like this person feels a disharmony. They miss your friendship. I do feel like this person misses how you conversed with each other. Camaraderie is what comes to my mind a lot. With that moon here, this person has a lot of fears about facing you. There's something, this is an interesting message to come through, but something happened between you and this person that this person assumes you now see them in a different light. I don't know what that means exactly, but that's the channel message I got. We have the Star. It's at night this person gets hit the most, right? They think about you at night the most. With that Star energy here, I do feel this person looks up to you. There's a lot of like, they definitely check on your social media, by the way, if they can. But I'm seeing more like it's at night, they think about you. I do feel they kind of let their guard down a little bit at night. This person also, I feel, has dreams of you. This one's the first one, Death. Okay. Temperance, and then, it came with two. We have the Eight of Cups reversed. Bottom's going to be the King of Swords in its reverse. Alrighty, so this is interesting. This person does want to communicate with you, and they would like if you talk to them first. However, they don't know what they want from you. And as a result of this person not having clarity there, and whether or not you want them, it's kind of leaving this person a little bit of a tight spot. They want, when you kind of aren't around someone, it's hard to remember sometimes how you feel about them when you're interacting. I have to make sense? Or, yeah, I guess I want to keep it like that. So this person isn't quite sure if they want this connection right here, right now. And it's not that they don't want you. They're just not 100% sure on that. This is someone who likes to have all their ducks in a row, essentially. Likes to have all the information available, right? They like to go into a situation knowing exactly what it is that they want. Like, that's this kind of person. Like, they like clarity, basically, right? They're all about that logic, all about that analytical energy, right? So that's what they like. But since they don't have it, they kind of want to keep you afar. That's why they're having these dreams. You're on this person's mind a lot. Right? They think about you a lot. Why? Because they're trying to figure out if this is something that they want and how will they actually get this to come back to life. I do feel with that Temperance in its reverse here, this person, they feel like things between you and them are unaligned. And I feel like this is in more ways than one. It's not just because the current state of your connection is a mess. It has to do with the fact that this person wonders if you two are compatible with each other as well. Can I clarify on that, Temperance? Yes, they wonder if you're compatible. They're very focused on that right now. I feel logically, you don't seem compatible. In fact, you probably are very different. Night and day is what I just heard. So that's why logically they look at this and think, how compatible can we possibly be? Because it don't look that way, right? It kind of reminds you of, these like couples that are out there that they like all the same things. You know, sorry, it's funny. You know, like those, it kind of feels like you may like different things, and this person wonders what that means. And one, it's like I also feel as well they're wondering how logically, right? How do they pick someone to be with? And the trick is, you don't lose you don't use logic. You use your heart. Your heart will never steer you wrong. You're supposed to go just because you know it leads you to someone one day doesn't mean it won't lead you to someone else the next. But your heart knows exactly what you need to experience to learn, right? To grow, or even to lead you to your happiness. So this is someone who's trying to apply logic to a partner when in fact they should be following their heart towards a partner. See, they don't know if they want this. Some of you, this person is not sure if they want commitment, the kind of commitment that you're looking for. I feel like I think it's a compatibility issue though. I think that's the one I'm getting the most. But this person does want to know if this is something that can reach success, right? With that 10 of Cups here, or completion with that 10 of Cups here. Are they ready for commitment? Ace of Cups, yes, they want commitment, I feel, or they want a fresh start. But I feel like this person looks at compatibility between you and them and wonders because you're so different, or you don't fit the logic, right, that they always followed about how to look for a partner. So it doesn't apply. Like it's like this, you know, you don't fit that bill, and yet they feel pulled to you and they can't quite put their finger on it, right? With that 8 of Cups in its reverse, they are thinking about walking back and making you some kind of offer here. However, they're not 100% sure if that's what they want. This is like, it's teetering back and forth. You know, it's like, I want to, then I don't want to, or I don't know, I feel pulled to them, but it don't make logical sense. Like, we're not compatible. Why would I bother with that? And yet, they want to. It's like their heart wants what the heart wants, and that's what's going on here. This is interesting. Across the board, Pisces, they've been real crazy. Every single reading, some of them have had a lot of like nervous energy coming through, but yours is more calmer. Your person, they think about you when they're in their comfort zone, when they're safe, right? And it's like, I see this person thinking about you when they have like not free time, or they won't get interrupted. Does that make sense? Like, it's when they're not interrupted, they'll think about you like, you know, a lot. Kind of thing. I'll leave it there. We have Bone Collector for other feelings for you. This person sees you as it's like they're picking the bones clean, trying to figure out why they feel, and it kind of feels like obsessed with you or something like that, or attracted to you. You don't seem like the kind of person that they would want like in that way. And it's not that this person doesn't find you attractive. It's something like that. It's more like a compatibility with that Temperance and its reverse, right? It's like we're coming from two different worlds. We're two different types of people. I don't know, right? We have making a choice. This is what they're trying to figure out, if it's like to move towards you or to move on, kind of thing. And it's like they can't make up their mind. They can't make up their mind. We have Peaks of Joy. When they think about you, they get happy, and it doesn't make any damn sense. Some of you may not have much communication with this person as well, right? You may not have had much time together, and yet you come through their mind constantly. Magical map shifter. So their feelings for you, their perspective towards you is changing over time. What is it leaning towards? Gentle gardener. Things are hatching. I feel like this came out, the Golden Palace. The Golden Palace is like the 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like it's leaning towards that. And that's what they're transforming and changing into. But there is still this other side of this person that tells them otherwise, right? That you're not compatible, that this isn't going to work. And that I don't know, it kind of feels like maybe you have two different jobs. I know this sounds crazy. I don't know what this, when it comes to logic, it makes no damn sense. It's logic. People think logic makes sense, but it doesn't. Right? The only thing that makes sense is following your heart. It's the only thing that makes sense. Anything else just doesn't. And I feel like this is someone where it's like their logic is leading them down crazy paths, and they're having a hard time. They have to learn the lesson. A lot of people do they not? You know, you have a million and one reasons why you shouldn't follow your heart, because it's led you to painful situations that you had to go through. But that's because it's the only ways through, right? You know, you want happiness, you got to experience some stuff to get yourself there, right? Just how it's got to be. And most people don't get that. And I feel like this is someone where they may have followed their heart in the past, stopped doing it, and now they follow their logic. But their heart wants you, their logic is saying no. Interesting. It's a battle, right? Inner battle. With that balancing act here, kind of like the question: is there balance between me and them? Can we work this out? Like, is it something that can it's functional, I feel, is a good way to put it, right? But again, they think about you, they get happy. That is an undeniable, undescribable feeling. With that coming to life here, they definitely, their feelings for you are coming to life, and they're growing, they're evolving, they're changing, and it's becoming a lot clearer. But again, that logic is still winning, right? With that King of Swords energy. Interesting. Let's get some channel messages. So Spirit, can you tell me, what does Pisces' person want to say to Pisces? What does Pisces' person want to say to Pisces? Okay, I'm coming in its reverse. They don't know. I'm trying to figure that out, basically. I want to know if I'm going to be coming. I don't know just yet. I hope you're waiting by the time I make it there. I do feel this person here, you've expanded them, though. Yeah, you've created a lot of expansive energy in their life. Solar plexus chakra. This is ego, identity, specifically. There's something about who this person thinks they are and who they think you are, and the fact that that's incompatible. I don't know what this is referring to exactly. All right. This person convinces themselves because you're so attractive, that's why they want you. That's why. Like, that must be the reason, because logically it don't make sense. Doesn't make, I hope it makes sense. It's just like logically it don't make sense why they want you. And I think it has to do with identity, maybe ego as well. But identity, what comes to my mind the most. I don't know. I bet who this person thinks you are, you're probably not anyway. It is what it is. We have the third eye chakra. Third eye chakra is it's a true eye, right? You can see things for what they really are versus what the matrix shows you. This person is this in-between phase. They have this identity that tells them that you're not compatible, yet they see you for who you really are, and they see the compatibility here. So it's interesting. It's like this is I guess it depends on the time of day, or maybe the day of the week, right? Where this person is leaning. But since they haven't quite leaned on one, not the other, it's why they're stuck in this limbo, and why they're not going to be reaching out to you anytime soon. Because until this person knows exactly what it is exactly how they feel about you, they're not going to do anything. They're just not. And this person's looking for that absolute clarity. I get jealous easily, and it's time for a different path. I do feel this person, they're worried that you're going to find someone else. There's a fear here about you getting... sorry, this is such a... the channel messages have been real crazy. Somebody else getting into your pants. That's what I heard, okay? I'm just leaving it there. It's what I heard, and... there it is, right? Okay, so let's see, Spirit. Can I get the guidance, please, for Pisces? Guidance for Pisces. What is your guidance for Pisces? What is your guidance for Pisces? We have trine, sextile symbiosis. Interesting. Trine is actually a very, comfortable, right? Compatibility, right? It's very comfortable. We have Scorpio, investigate. We have Sagittarius, expand. Can I have the guidance, please? I see what this is saying. The message here is that you're meant to be going after stuff in your life that is for you, right? I feel like with that Mars, you're meant to be taking action towards this. With that South Node, the past, it's telling you that you need to let go of your past in order for you to have this new, inspiring, passionate new beginning in a new direction. I don't know what this is referring to exactly. It could be this connection, but I get the feeling that if it is, but I feel like it's something else as well. Specifically probably work for some of you, maybe even friends. Or maybe even it's like a habit, or like something that takes up a lot of time, right? There's something in your life that you need to look at. Like, it's time consuming. It gives you very little in return. It could be very entertaining, or you could maybe feel that way. It kind of reminds you like playing video games, or maybe watching too much TV. There's something in your life that you kind of got to let go of in order for you to have this new thing. You also need time to figure out what this is, by the way, with that investigate. So you don't know what this is either, right? And the reason for this is that you need to give yourself enough time to get the idea, right? That's how it comes in. It's you have to open yourself up to receive the idea, right? To receive this creativity, right? And then you can start to cultivate that energy and start to put things in motion, but you won't be able to until you finally receive it. So you need to give yourself time during the day to open yourself up to new creative ideas so that you can then start to put that in motion. I hope that makes sense. That's what I got, all right? Let's see what's behind here. Roots. The message here as well is that this is going to be a really stable thing for you, and it feels like it's going to help you. I've seen you. This is an odd thing, but I've seen your spine being taller. I don't know, or maybe more straight. Like I see you standing tall, essentially. Maybe having more confidence. You're going to feel good doing this new thing. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to thank you, Pisces. Please don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and take care. Bye, Pisces.